You're now listening to the JCA Sports Podcast on Spotify and Anchor. To the JCA Sports.
Yeah, what up? We are live for the 100th episode, for the 100th time. JCA right here, John Taplayo, Jose Contreras, myself, Eric Avila. Thank you guys for joining us on a very special milestone episode 100, episode 100. And we could have, we should have just bought the 100 años right here, which has been complimenting perfectly. I'm just saying, us Mexicans up here. But yes, we have a great show for you guys. Guest upon guest upon guest on guest. We got Rick from Crackwood Media hopping on. Duff Man supposed he's going to be on here too as well. We have Daniel Greenberg from JCA Sports Update joining us too as well. We have Quincy from Top 5 Sports hopping on. Dave from Prime Sports World. We have guests on guests on guests for our 100th episode. You don't get us for 1 hour. No, sir. Got us for 2. We on here for 2 hours live on Facebook.
Argue with y'all for 2 hours.
Exactly.
Argue you assholes for 2 hours.
You follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you follow us on all the other social media platforms too as well. TikTok, Instagram, and I think that's pretty much it under the JCA Sports Podcast. And make sure you guys hit the little bell right next to the John Konavi. That way we'll notify when our shows are on, not only just ours on the JCA Sports Podcast, but also Sports Strip Live with the Contreras brothers, who, by the way, Ricky might make an appearance or two, and also the EAFP podcast every Wednesday. Guys, this is going to be a very, very fun episode. I am excited. The link should be in the chat. Put that on right now. Jose's over here. So let me just.
Jose got us.
Jose got us.
I'm putting it on right now.
There you go. There you go. Man, this is going to be a fun episode, guys. I'm excited. 100 episodes. We are also going to give out a little trivia quiz at the end of the show. Pretty much 10 questions. We got shirts to give away. As you can see, we have our own special shirts on. John got his. Jose got his. I got mine. And then we are giving away these shirts during the show, too. So if you guys want to tune in, just answer the questions. Either join us on the StreamYard app. We're going to drop it on the link. Or you can comment on Facebook. Whoever gets the right question, we'll get a T-shirt. We only got large, extra larges and 2X. So if you guys have a nightgown,
why you discriminate like that?
Hey man, look, we some
why
big dudes.
Why you discriminate against the slimmer people?
You know what? When I get,
they're 100% cotton. Look, they're 100% cotton, so they're gonna shrink.
They're gonna shrink, man. It's heavy cotton, bro.
They're definitely gonna shrink.
They're definitely gonna shrink, bro. So you're gonna get a little swole on going on too. So you can take it to Alguim. ¿Conoces Alguim? Nomás enseñas las lonjas. The lonjas on the side instead of your abs. Hi, Uncle Day, Chicago's favorite uncle, comadre. Thank you very much. They're saying congratulations. There's the link. There's the link right there on the app.
Yes, we have the link, guys. We're going to be asking a series of questions. You guys can come on and talk to our guests. You can talk to us. Anything you want to ask. We're talking all sports today: baseball, basketball, football, boxing, wrestling. You name it. We're going all in on our 100th.
Bro, it's not just questions though. If y'all trying to argue, we about it today. Anybody get the smoke? Anybody want to say something?
You just want to fight, huh? That's what it is.
We got 2 hours to debate. We're gonna be nice. To be honest, I'm a little nervous for this trivia though, because if one of our homies get the answers wrong, it's a little personal.
It's definitely gonna be personal.
How you get that wrong about it?
Exactly, man.
Do you guys watch us?
Exactly. That's the sad part.
It really be your own. It
really do
today.
You 100% right on that part. That's the part. Right there. So yeah, we got an exciting show for you guys, man. I'm stoked. I'm excited. You guys, how about you guys?
I'm excited, man. This is 100 episodes, guys. To think where we all started, how this started, the three of us, how we came together. We're here, 100 episodes in. This is like the season finale. For the John.
Wait. So in other words,
season?
So wait, are you like
series finale?
Okay.
No. Series means it's over.
No, season. Yeah, I was
Season-
right.
he was
Season
right.
finale.
He was right.
What are you
Series
trying to
means
say?
over.
Season. We're going into season 2, basically.
You know what? This is like Dragon Ball Super taking a
Huh?
break.
Yeah.
What?
There you
What?
go.
I don't know what you guys
Ain't
talk
the
about.
anime. You know what? Maybe by next season we could get Eric to understand our anime references. At least
Right.
one.
Eee.
Just one. Come on.
Just once.
Don't be that guy. You're always that guy. And next season, don't be that guy. How about that?
I'll still be that guy. Yeah, I'll definitely still be that guy. I ain't gonna lie to you guys.
You better still be that guy when the Bears suck ass all next season.
You know what?
I better see you every Sunday saying win, even despite them getting blown out every week. Every week, man.
Back on topic, guys. We're here in the 100th episode of the JCA Sports podcast, and we cannot go on without talking a little bit of basketball, especially because the NBA Finals is here. It's
True.
happening.
Word.
Game 3 happening. What, tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? I think if I'm not mistaken.
Wednesday, sir.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, game 3.
Hey.
The Warriors, Celtics.
You already know if Giannis don't playing, you know, you don't know what's going on.
He said Giannis.
Giannis.
Hey, you gotta say it just like that. Giannis.
But you know who does know what's going on in the NBA right now?
Who's going?
It's our good friend from Top 5 Sports. Our boy Quincy is in.
Hey, Quincy. What up?
Yo. What's up, guys?
None. Just here chilling. How about you? What's going on?
Same, man. Since the Bulls have been eliminated, it's been kind of relaxing just to enjoy the playoffs without having to care about who's winning. And so yeah, I've really been tapped in to enjoying these playoffs. I do want to say congrats to you guys, though. 100 episodes. I see you guys got the shirts going. You done stepped up the game, so that's really dope.
Appreciate
really dope.
Yeah, man.
It's been all
thank you
good
very
over
much,
here.
man. I greatly appreciate you, man, for sharing. Thank you again for hopping on. Quincy was one of our first, I guess you can say, guests on the show. We actually questioned him and stuff like that. Hey, let's get right into it, Quincy, man. What have you thought about so far the first 2 games of the NBA Finals?
Well, game 1 was incredible. I was glued to my seat. That shooting performance by the Celtics was just ridiculous. And to see a team like Golden State, who's so tenured and they have so much experience, kind of, I don't want to say fold because a lot of that was the Celtics playing well, but let that lead go up, and just didn't have an answer was just wild to see. They hadn't lost a game at home up to that point. I know a lot of people put a lot of money on the Warriors winning that game, and so just to see the Celtics come and just make that statement was incredible. Last night's game was cool. I mean, I feel like if you've been watching these playoffs, you're kind of getting used to these games not being close towards the end of the game, and it's kind of annoying. I think we all would prefer to have, wire to wire, some buzzer beater attempts, things like that. But I think that just kind of shows where the game's at, especially with so much of a difference that comes with like the 3-point shooting, and if you're off one day, it could look real bad for you. So I think last night was one of those situations where you saw like that big difference between the Celtics shooting in game 1 versus game 2. But I think both of these teams deserve to be there. I love what Ime, Brad Stevens, all those guys have done to keep that roster together. They're incredible defensively. I'm a huge Jason Tatum fan. And then on the flip side, the Warriors are, I look at them like the modern version of the San Antonio Spurs. When we were all younger and you had Tim Duncan kind of being that guy. I kind of see Steph Curry as that same type of figure when you're a superstar, but you're relatively low maintenance. And you're really like the heart and soul of the team, and you make things go. And so it's a great matchup. I'm seeing some high level basketball, seeing some of my favorite players, so I can't be mad about that. So I've enjoyed it thus far.
No, yeah, it's been, I don't want to say an exciting NBA playoffs. You've seen a lot more blowouts than you've seen close games. And I think that's one of the games, or one of the issues that I guess the NBA has been having this year. And it's been shown the first 2 games. The rules, how the NBA is played is giving this the opportunity where the games are been out by 20 point, 25 point games. I think there was one by 40. Am I wrong or something like that?
Yeah.
So does it provide great entertaining basketball? You to see we could shoot up all these 3s, 4s, and eventually we're gonna have 5 or even 6-point games and stuff like that. But is this the trend that we're gonna see from here on out in all the NBA playoffs for years to come?
It's that's tough to answer. I can say that for your more like casual consumers of the NBA, like this might turn them off. People like me, like I'm a diehard NBA fan. Like you know how I was about the Bulls this year. Watched probably like 75 games to be honest, which is crazy to think about. But like in my perspective, it doesn't really bother me because I'm able to enjoy the game. I'm able to enjoy the regular season. I'm able to enjoy all aspects of it, even if some of these games are blowouts. But for your more like casual or average guy who kind of just dabbles in NBA, especially for the playoffs, it's like this is when you expect these games to be close. This is when you expect it to be wire to wire. These moments where shot clock's winding down and we're trying to tie the game, we're trying to take the lead. All the great moments that we've seen over the years, a lot of them are in the playoffs, and so for us not to get much of anything of that this year is kind of disappointing. I think the fact that this is like an outlier and it's happening at a crazy amount this year is too hard to say that this is going to be like a consistent problem. And obviously like I personally believe Adam Silver is like the best commissioner in all of like the major sports, baseball,
100%.
football. And so if there's anybody to recognize a problem and try to make an adjustment to fix it, it will be him. But I think it's too early to call to see if this is going to be like a every year thing. It's just been like a weird season. And then if you think about like, it's the Western Conference Finals and the play style, like the Dallas Mavericks, for example, like they're chucking threes all game. It's iso ball with Luka. He's getting to the paint and he's whipping the ball out, and hopefully those guys are knocking down shots. And when they do knock down shots at a high clip, you have games where they blow out the Phoenix Suns in the game 7 in the round before. But when they don't hit them, you see some of the games that happened in that past series when they got blown off the floor themselves. And so that's like my thought. I think it really comes down to like that 3-point variance. And realistically, they're just like, I feel like there's not that much of a sample size to really overreact, but it's something to keep an eye on because, like I said, that casual fan will definitely turn off the game if it's a 25-point game going to the fourth. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Quincy, we appreciate you jumping on with us, man. So, who do you think has the advantage here? Who do you think comes out in this series and why?
So I recorded a pod maybe like a week ago, and I took the Warriors in 7. And the reason why is it's more like it's not like necessarily like me judging how these two teams play basketball, because I think I like the Celtics a little bit more. Like roster construction, versatility. Unfortunately, Robert Williams got hurt a little bit in game 2, so that kind of shakes things up. But it kind of sounds corny, but when it comes to like the heart of a champion and just having that experience, being battle tested, like if it's a game 7, I'm putting my money on Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, even Draymond Green, who, a lot of people forget, but that game 7 where 2016 when Kyrie hit that sidestep jump shot against Steph Curry and LeBron had his famous block. Draymond had a crazy good game. Like he was destroying dudes. He was knocking down his threes. And so even Draymond, a guy who might get a little bit more disrespect than he deserves, is a guy that I trust to show up in that game 7. And so for that's the reason why I'll go with the Warriors. But I mean, this is definitely not a series I would bet my my hard-earned money on, because for me it really is a toss-up, which is why I'm happy that this is the matchup, because I think we can see a competitive series. I'm just hoping the games are closer for sure.
100%.
I think I'm probably the only one agreeing that the Warriors are going to win in 7 last time we recorded. But you listen to the JCA Sports podcast. This is our 100th episode, guys.
Hey, look at
This is
here.
Quincy, our boy from Top 5 Sports. Now, bro, before you go, we got to bring the Bulls back in this.
Yes, sir.
Where's Levine going, man? He coming back or he going somewhere else?
So I think he's coming back. And I think for me, first of all, some of the reports that came out recently kind of hinted towards him wanting to stay in Chicago. If you guys could just put yourself in his shoes, and I don't know if you guys ever heard stories about what happens on these like free agency tours and these visits, but like you're getting courted, like you're getting taken out to dinner, you're probably taken out to enjoy the nightlife of these cities. Like you get pampered. Like they try to show you the best of the city. So if he's going to LA, Portland, all these, rumored places that might want to bring him on, like that's a dope experience. And like, I feel like when we go about our day to day and we're working people, like we're like trying to interview and stress out about that. But for them, it's like the exact opposite. Like people are clamoring to have him join their organization. So I cannot blame Zach LaVine for wanting to test those waters and have those meetings, because those are super dope experiences. But I see Zach coming back to the Bulls and big, like even if he wasn't, like there's not too many teams out there where I think like the fit moves the needle. I love the Bulls to death, but unfortunately, I think like we're at best a second round team. And that doesn't say so much about how the Bulls are, roster construction, but more so just like how stacked and talented the Eastern Conference is. Because I mean, the Celtics are gonna be back next year. The Bucks are gonna be back next year, probably with a healthy Chris Middleton. So who knows how the Nets looking. So it's just so hard to project the Bulls to really make a finals run. But conversely, when you look at some of the teams Zach is kind of slated to go out to, I think like today, Portland was a team that got brought up. And, for me, Brad Beal, Zach LaVine, and CJ McCollum are all of the same tier of basketball player. And obviously, like in Portland, that didn't work for years with Dame. And so for me, it's just like, what's the logic of getting a max guy to join Dame Lillard when you might just end up with the same result? So I think Zach wants to stay. I think he should stay. The one team that I do find interesting where I'm like, okay, this fit might actually elevate the roster is the Mavericks. And so realistically, that would have to be a sign and trade situation, because I don't think they could just afford to max Zach out on him. But we saw the Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. We saw the Mavericks beat the number one overall team in the NBA and the Phoenix Suns. And a lot of that was all the backs of Luka Doncic being an incredible isolation player and just demanding so much attention. But some of that too was guys like Jalen Brunson, Stevenson High School. Shout out our boy Jalen Brunson from the area. But Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, those guys like stepped up and were able to fill into those secondary and third option roles. And I think Zach LaVine's better than both of those players. And so if he were to slide into that role and be that secondary guy, Zach's good for a bucket, he's a great shooter, and he's an efficient player as well. That's actually an interesting concept that I like to think about, and potentially the Bulls can get something back that might help our roster as well. So if there's one team that I think it could actually move the needle for them, it would be the Mavericks, because they're already basically there. But all these other teams, it's just like, I love Zach, but he's not moving you guys to this level you need to be. But that's just all I got on him.
Quincy, you and I are always lockstep, man.
I was getting this information from him, bro. What you talking about?
I was just going to say the Dallas Mavericks, for me, seems like the right fit for someone like Zach LaVine. When you have someone as talented as Luka Doncic, and I've been saying it all week. I have.
I just seen you today. You just literally said it today.
Listen.
We have
Before
talked
you
about
go,
the
I seen this on
Mavericks.
Instagram like 2 weeks ago. So chill out.
Look, all I'm saying,
I'm telling you, Quincy's your insider, bro. Just say it now, bro. There's nothing wrong with that.
Luka to take the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals, and then you ask someone as talented as Zach LaVine, who only seems to get better year in and year out. This year, I do believe it was a bit of an anomaly season because he got injured. But I think he was supposed to take that next step forward. It was unfortunate that we didn't see it. So I personally would like to see Zach LaVine come back. But if he decides to go to Dallas, that team is scary. 100% scary.
No, yeah, 100% scary, man. By the way, Quincy, before you even answer and go on, I really did think that the Phoenix Suns were pretty frauds being at number one. Just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually don't really care for DeAndre Ayton that much. Not to say he's a bad player or anything, but when you're playing with one of the greatest point guards of all time, and Devin Booker, who's also a really good player on a pick and roll, if you're big, you got some skill, you can catch a lob. Things will be pretty easy. And so that's a whole nother situation to look at too, because Aiden looks like he's a little disgruntled in Phoenix about his workload, and they didn't want to pay him before the season. So it's going to be a lot of shakeup in the NBA. But as far as Zach LaVine goes, I see him coming back. But I don't know about you guys, but if he leaves, I'm also not like that upset. I think the reason I say that is because I've seen like flashes of Patrick Williams show that he can act like he can be a real bucket. Like he can get you 25 points. The guy shoots 40% for his career, even though it's a short sample size. So he's a good shooter. He works hard. I'm pretty sure he's been working with DeMar out there in LA, refining his skill set, which is great because you know how good of and how skilled of a player DeMar is. And so maybe if Zach leaves, that opens up more shots and more opportunities for Patrick Williams to grow, which could be a great team. A lot of rookies, they go to bad teams and they can just learn by failing. They have the ball in their hands all the time. They can put up as many shots as they want to put up. You think about Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, like Jalen Green, like those guys can just go out there and hoop.
I think Quincy just froze right here. Are we live? I don't know.
He's frozen on live.
He's frozen on live, so we're still going. I think we got a bad internet connection, but
We'll get him back.
we'll get him back. Hopefully, he'll hop right back on once Quincy fixes his Wi-Fi at the crib. But real quick before we bring him back, we got somebody online. Uncle Day, Chicago's fine. Look at him supporting the JCA shirt, man. Hey, what up, Uncle Day?
Yo, congratulations, fellas, on 100. I see Quincy back. You want to finish what you were saying, brother?
Yeah, my bad, guys. Can somebody remind me the last thing y'all heard me say?
Gee, what was it?
Anthony, comparing him to Anthony Edwards and Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
perfect. Well, yeah. So Patrick really hasn't had the opportunity to like just play, just ball, just fail, and just continue to build off of that. And so as Zach goes, he kind of has that opportunity to get more shots. And I'll be interested to see that development. But that's my take on the whole Zach LaVine situation.
No, definitely. I think I'm probably one of the rare few here that think that Zach LaVine shouldn't even get that contract. I know we talked about it at length here with the guys. I know John said he doesn't want to.
Not that much.
Not that much. Not that much.
But not that much.
Over here, this guy, my counterpart.
Zach LaVine to come back.
You know,
Zach LaVine to come back.
Yeah.
I feel like he hasn't really got his look. This year was supposed to be the year he took that leap and show us in the playoffs he could be the superstar that we need him to be, but he wasn't able to. Now, the unfortunate part is, he was hurt, like as I mentioned earlier,
right?
And then you had DeMar DeRozan take over. Quincy, I've been the one to say it. Also, I've said it in past episodes. I think we all know DeMar DeRozan isn't going to replicate this type of season. He's never been this type of player to have MVP numbers, to really lead a team. Not saying that he can't do it going forward. It's just, if you compare this season compared to his past seasons, it's an anomaly season. To use that word again.
Sure.
It's an anomaly season. Now, I would love to see him move forward. I would love to see him extend his game going forward, but we got to see it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's the case. The case. It's like you lose Zach LaVine, and if let's say DeMar DeRozan goes back to who he is regularly, then what do you do? It's almost like you took 2-3 steps back.
Yeah. That's the tough part about the Bulls roster. I'm happy our front office did what they did. I'm happy they brought these guys in. I'm happy we're competitive again because this is how it should be, right? I believe you can be competitive and still make those steps to actually contend for a championship. It doesn't always have to be through tank, but what you're saying about DeMar, like it's only so much that he can handle on his shoulders, and he's not really a two-way player either. So like when it comes like that offensive mastery put on throughout the season, he's gonna need more support from other guys moving forward. So I understand exactly what you're saying about him. So
yeah, it's a very, I guess, weird situation. We haven't really had but an interesting Bulls offseason free agency market ever since the whole LeBron James, D Wade, Chris Bosh situation back in 2010, I believe.
No, I would say even so after that, like that one was interesting, but even when Carmelo was a free agent.
No, I don't think it was.
No, bro. There was hope that Carmelo was gonna come. It literally came down to like the last days, and he just got greedy and went to New York. But that was like the last like free agent hype the Bulls have had.
It was bigger for John because John is such a Carmelo fan. For those who didn't know, he was a Carmelo Anthony fan. So when that came up,
I'm
you
also
were
a Lala Anthony fan, though, respectfully.
Respectfully, with all due respect.
Good reason. For good reason.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know. I feel like this is the biggest, literally since LeBron, Bosh, and Wade free agency that the Bulls actually had, because it deals with kind of, well, I guess you can kind of say a homegrown player, even though we didn't draft him, but he was raised by us, or he was, how should I say this? He was. We nurtured him. We brought him in. We brought him in and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Quincy, one of our viewers here, Uncle Day, this guy, he knows a thing or two about basketball, man. And all I gotta say is he's been in this pool party for a while. I didn't want to believe him at first, but this guy knows what he's talking about. I think he has a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead, my boy.
Yo, so how do you think, as far as to like the depth of the Celtics, how do you think it matches up with the depth of the Warriors? Because each team is top heavy with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart on one side, and then you got Klay, Steph, and Draymond on the other side.
Well, to be honest, like when they're completely healthy, like on paper, I want to say the Golden State Warriors, but based off of what I've been watching in these playoffs, I think the Celtics have had deeper players playing better, right? So, like, you got Andre Iguodala, Gary Payton II. He just came back in Game 1, but those guys haven't really jumped off the screen. Even Jordan Poole, if we're being honest, he hasn't played that well in the game, similar to how he played last night in a while. And so, like, they have these guys. They're probably just as deep as the Celtics, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit more out of guys like Grant Williams off the bench for the Celtics. I think Peyton Pritchard as well has been surprising me with some of the his like offensive eruptions. Obviously Derek Wright, who's had to kind of like slip in and start a few games. And so when it comes to like on paper, I want to say the Warriors, but I think based off just how these guys have been playing, I'm leading the Celtics. Especially another big thing too with the Warriors is just like Klay Thompson is one of like the biggest sore thumbs on this team because it's hard to look at him play and think he's the same Klay. Like at this point, it's pretty much a fact that he's not the same Klay Thompson. And so you're not getting that either. I mentioned Iguodala, he's like 45 years old. And so it's like I like the youth. I like how hard they play. Most of the guys they bring off their bench are two-way players as well who can play great defense and knock down outside shots. And so I probably lean towards the Celtics bench as being like the better unit. And just in general, like in a vacuum, I lean the Celtics being a better team. It's just I picked the Warriors more so off of like my love and admiration for like Steph Curry and the respect I have for their experience. But if that answers your question, that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's the same reason I got the Warriors in 6, and for that same exact reason, the championship pedigree is gonna show its head when you get to the closer games down the stretch. When it's time to make big plays, Jason Tatum been MIA like the last 2.5 games. So you're not gonna get that from Steph. Klay made timely shots in the game yesterday, also, although he's still shooting poor for what we expect from Klay. But if you like a normal dude, that's like, okay, this is what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and Klay still has his gravity. Klay, when Klay Thompson's on the court, the defensive scheme, they're not like, oh, Klay's not shooting well. They're attached, so that still has its effect when it comes to guarding this Warriors team in general. So,
Quincy, appreciate you, man. It was fun having you on. We love having you on, my man.
Best.
I mean, that's your insider, bro. That's where you get your NBA. That's where you get your NBA knowledge for sure.
Same thing he said.
Exactly. Hey, Quincy, man, where do we follow you, bro? Tell us.
So you can follow Top 5 Sports, TOPFIVE_sports, and we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the whole 9. My personal page is just Quincy Butler. QUINCYBUTLER. If you want to check me out on there, I'm not doing much on my regular Instagram, but definitely tap in to Top 5 Sports. But you guys, I appreciate you having me on again. Congrats on 100 episodes. The consistency is key. You guys are great, so keep at it.
Thanks, man.
We really appreciate you coming out for real, man. When you know you're always invited. Every time we need knowledge, some real basketball knowledge, I hear you're our guy, man. 100%.
I'm looking forward to this this football talk though. Bears season.
What did I say today, bro? Nah,
trust me. This football talk, Quincy. Trust me, you'll get it. Trust me. We'll get on, man. Quincy, once again, man, we appreciate you. Again, that's sure. Quincy from Top 5 Sports. You can follow him at Top 5 Sports on Instagram and all the other social media platforms that he just put out right there. You say you got a podcast out, don't you? Right?
Yeah. So we do Bears and Bulls. We've slowed down a little bit since the season's been over, but it's really like in-season pods, to be honest. But it's, you check out the Top 5 Sports Instagram, all that stuff's linked. So for sure, tap in for sure.
So real quick then, what record do you have the Bears coming in this season?
Whew. So the Bears are lucky because they have a pretty soft schedule, but I mean, I'll be happy with 7 or 8 wins. So what, 7 and 10, 8 and 9. I feel like that's a good season because that schedule's a little soft, but expectations are low. Just stay healthy, and then we have like the most cap space for that following off season. So that's why I'm looking at Ryan Poles to lock in and give Justin some help. So yeah.
Well, I think you're along with these guys. I think I'm the only one with double digits win here. And if you saw the pregame, my boy Chuck said 14 wins. I said 10.
Yeesh.
I can find
Uncle Danny, we gotta get Chuck next time we see him, man.
We gotta get Chuck tested, man. ASAP.
Yeah, 14's wild.
Yeah, 14 wild, yeah, you're absolutely right. I said 10, and they thought I was crazy with 10. I think I even went 11. I went double digits for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He said,
but yes. the NFL, you have those teams, though. Who had the Bengals in the Super Bowl this year? Nobody did.
Nobody did.
If you said that, you're lying, or I guess you're from Cincinnati. But things like that can happen. I just don't see it with the Bears roster. But I'm hopeful. I'll be 10 toes down, rooting for them every single game. So that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, you and all of us here will be rooting for the Chicago Bears, man, for sure. Quincy, thank you, man. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. Anytime, you're welcome here on the JCA Sports podcast. And hopefully once your podcast starts up and running, you can invite one of us and we'll be on for sure, bro.
Love it.
For sure. All right, Quincy, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. And then Uncle Day, what's going on, man? Hey, appreciate the shirt, man. I gave it to you. But yeah, man. Yeah, your boy Chuck, bro. Get your boy Chuck.
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with Chuck. I'm gonna have a talk with him tomorrow when I see him. Like, we gotta get his arithmetic together because the Bears can't count to 14 this season.
He said that, and I'm looking at him like, there's no way this dude is locked up with Eric. We thought Eric was crazy when he said they're gonna have 10 wins. I'm like, 14. How do you get 14 wins when you got weaker both offensively and I feel defensively?
And then he said we're gonna beat the Packers also.
Yeah,
something
bro,
like that.
He said the Packers, we win 1, we beat 2 against Minnesota and 2 against Detroit. Wow.
Let's just focus on beating the Lions.
I mean, we do love Chuck for real, but I even looked at him with a side eye, like, all right, man, look, I get you, bro. Thank you for being optimistic and all. I thought I was the optimistic one in here, but 14 wins though, 14. For me, it was hard to find 10, but I found 10 simply because of the other team on the schedule that's on here. So, I mean, yeah, that's your boy.
Even when you were saying your team, there was a couple in that was dependent on certain roster moves that the other teams make too. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's I'm with 6, 7 tops.
It's a question.
Yeah, I mean 6, 7 tops.
Yep, 6 or 7 tops.
All right. I mean, hey, you're with them. You're with them. I think John over there said he's only seen 3. That's the only 3 wins that he's seen. 5. Okay, sorry.
That sounds better.
5 max. 4 to 5 range is what I see as.
Hey, look,
It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly.
and it's not a bad thing, guys. You know, the lower the less wins we have, the higher draft pick we get. And that, you know, that can come in handy next year.
And you know, with lower expectations, you know, you get. I mean, you might be surprised here or two, right? Right. Right.
I guess. I mean, look. I guess we can have a couple upsets. I hope we have an upset against the Packers. It'd be amazing.
Same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call beating Minnesota is not an upset, but we shouldn't lose to them. You know what I mean? Like we're expecting to lose to them, but if they win, it's not an upset because it's Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. Uncle Day, man, where can we find you, bro?
Y'all can find me. I'm on Facebook, Uncle Day. That's DAYDAE. Instagram, same DAYDAE. Make sure you check out Better Than Leftovers, the page on Facebook. Got content I drop every Sunday. I just gave my NBA Finals predictions. Make sure you tune in to that.
Thank you, Uncle Day. And I know you're going to be tuning in. I know you're going to be commenting here. You can hop on. You can be back and forth with us all day, all show long.
You know, I got to get up out of here in a minute anyway. I got to go be productive with my life for a little bit.
Go ahead and be productive, man. You know what it is. Uncle Day, Deontay, I'll see you tomorrow, man. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you for representing for sure. And
yes, sir. Congratulations again, fellas.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much for everything, man. For the support. Keep supporting, keep sharing the show and all that, guys. All right. Uncle Day. There he goes. Yeah, sorry. Would you
got chorus line?
It's the 100th episode, baby.
It's the 100th episode. We're trying to do everything that we possibly can. You just seen Quincy from Top 5 Sports here on the John Konavi Facebook. Hold on. First of all, the JCA Sports podcast here on Facebook Live. You can also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Also follow us on all our other social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and I think that's all we have too as well. Guys, Twitter. YouTube, I forgot Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. All right, guys, this is the opportunity for you guys real quick. We're going to give out t-shirts. We have the JCA t-shirts that we have on. We're out and about to support you guys, and we're going to give these out for the free 99. All you guys have to do is just answer a few questions. Whether if you guys want to go on the StreamYard, we're going to reuse the link once again somewhere up in there. Or if you want to comment on the Facebook comment section, if whoever gets the first answer right, the first one to jot down the answer or come on live and give the answer, we will give you guys a t-shirt. Unfortunately, we only got extra large and 2X. So because I didn't think about the small people, and I got some from John earlier about the small people. Apparently, I am. What's the word you used on me?
Well, there's a lot of words I use to describe you, sir. But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I discriminated against the small people.
Yeah,
I think that's the one that you use. So if you guys want to get a t-shirt or ready to join and get one of the JCA t-shirts, the one that we have support on. First of all, big shout out to Bix Creation. Who created these t-shirts. If you guys need any hookup on Bix Creation, you could follow them on Facebook under Bix Creation. That's their Facebook page, and I will give more details about their location later on in the show, obviously, since we're representing the t-shirt. So big ups to Bix Creation for sure. We're gonna do the t-shirt giveaway. We're gonna ask questions. It's real simple, guys. We're gonna ask simple questions about us, the JCA Sports Podcast. It could be something about John, Jose, or myself. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Those are simple questions. We got 9 questions? Nine questions. Nine questions, guys. So we got 9 t-shirts to give away today, right now, within the next 2 hours, before our next guest comes up, and Danny Greenberg from Shy Sports Update. He'll be joining us in a little bit. But first things first, let's give away some shirts.
Guys. We have a question. The first person to comment in the comments wins the JCA shirt. So make sure to have your fingers ready. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Who does John think is the most annoying fan base? And I have 4. I got 4 teams for you. Actually, 1, 2, 3. 4 teams for you to pick from. Is it A, the Cowboys, B, the Lakers, C, the Cubs, or D, the Yankees?
Oh, I think I know this one.
First person to comment, it's either Cowboys, Lakers, Cubs, Yankees. Who does John think is the most annoying fan base?
Yeah. This one should be a lot. It should be easy, honestly. And I think I know.
I feel like it's easy.
It's the easiest question.
The easiest shirt that you can win.
The easiest shirt that we can
have
possibly.
Mario Shirt who says Yankees. Gabriel Diaz says Cubs. Anybody else?
Nobody. I'm assuming they're wrong since you said
Yes,
anybody
the
else.
reason why I said because both answers, believe it or not, are wrong.
Are wrong.
So it leaves between the Cowboys and the Lakers. First person to get that answer correctly will get a T-shirt. My boy Uncle Day Day with the right answer.
I mean, he already has one.
He has a shirt.
He has a shirt, man. Another one. Hey, that's your workout T-shirt, homie, for sure. Yeah. Why are they the most annoying fan base?
You know what? So
that's
Duff,
America's team.
I'm a little hurt by Duff, man, because
Me too.
that's my boy.
Get that.
That's my boy. He's supposed to know Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez. That's one of like my favorite baseball lineups ever when they won the World Series. So I do have a spot in my heart for the Yankees, even though I'm a Sox fan.
Okay.
The Cubs, it's a little split. Well, I got family that's a Cubs fan. Love some of them, hate some of them, just like you guys right here. Cubs fans love one of y'all, hate one of y'all. But
I
Cubs
think we know
fans
which one
aren't
you hate.
as annoying though, as Cowgirls fans, because you have about half the Cubs fan base. They're real about when the Cubs suck. When they can admit that the World Series wouldn't have been won without Aroldis Chapman.
Facts.
That Jake Arrieta just had a magical year and he's trash. That Javi Baez was overrated. You have some Cubs fans that actually understand the truth. And the Cowboys, man, like
that's
the
America's team.
Cowgirls shouldn't be America's team. That's the problem. And it's like every single year, I'll give Dak his credit. Zeke is like, bro, I don't know what happened to Zeke. He used to be arguably top 2.
That injury, bro.
But the Cowboys fan base, they're just so delusional every single year. It's annoying on like social media, everywhere, bro. Can't do it.
I mean, hey, look, I agree with you 100%. I think they're in the weakest conference in all of football and the NFC least.
And they still managed to lose the division.
And they still managed to lose.
But they still think they're winning the Super Bowl. That's my problem.
We got one more question before we go.
One more question before we get Danny
Green
in here real quick. Second question, guys. So get ready. First person to answer this correctly on the comments will get a T-shirt. We got a T-shirt ready. Here we go. Number 2, myself, Jose, upsets Eric with the pronunciation of what player's name?
And Uncle Data, you cannot answer this, bro.
Oh, you can answer.
You're giving away the answers, bro. Just escape
if
this
you're
one.
a loyal fan like Uncle Data, why not?
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
But we
right.
can give the shirt to someone else. Maybe the second person.
The second person.
Okay, the question is again, who, what pronunciation of a player's name upsets Eric when I go ahead and say it?
When you name the player. When you name the player.
When you name the player.
I answered that question.
The way you say the player's name.
The way you say the player's name. The pronunciation.
Makes Eric. It just ticks him off.
It just puts me in the rifty. Who we got?
Oh, look who we got in the comments. The first person to
come on, man.
Technical difficulties.
It's Laura Contreras. I don't know who she is.
Me neither.
That is my daughter's Titi, okay?
All right,
so y'all gonna put some respect on her.
Put some respect on her name.
That's my niece's mother.
That's my girlfriend, my pregnant girlfriend.
A little bit of
everything on our end.
If anybody would know, it would be Laura because Eric really he seriously gets upset every time I say Giannis or Giannis. I say Giannis.
You say Giannis.
I say Giannis.
You say Giannis. It's Giannis.
Right. You say Giannis.
You say Giannis. You add the G, the pronunciation.
Mario Shana also got it right.
Let's give that one to Duff Man.
But they both spelled it wrong. Does that count?
Oh, well.
Does Laura have a shirt already?
She has a shirt.
She has a shirt. Okay, Duff Man wins the shirt. There you go. Duff Man wins the shirt. Good job, Duff Man. You got it for Giannis.
There you go, duh.
Duff Man wins the shirt. Saying Laura in Spanish versus Laura in English.
Facts.
That's you right there.
Big facts. Come on.
Let's bring it.
Yeah, man. You know what? It can't be a JCA Sports podcast show without actually having our very first, and I'm talking about super first guest on our show to talk about more basketball for sure. But this guy is the inside to know it all, and this guy is just smart. I have a reputation with him. We had a show together when we were here in IMS, where we're doing the show live here, right. Between the Avila and Greeny show. I'd like to welcome in Daniel Greenberg. Greeny, what is up, buddy?
How's it going?
Oh, just another day, another 100th episode, I guess.
Yes.
We're celebrating our 100th episode on the JCA Sports podcast here. Greatly appreciate you, man. We had to bring you on because you were literally our first special guest when we started off this podcast many, many moons ago when we were just in the single digits. And, it just wouldn't be right without bringing you on, man. So, I reached out to you and thank you for hopping on.
Absolutely. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Greeny, look, I know we talk basketball about Quincy, and there's nothing wrong with getting another person's opinion about basketball.
Not. Hell no.
And you are probably the most insider, and give out all your information on Twitter. What is Shy Sports Update, man? How do you feel about this Zach LaVine situation, bro?
So I really go back and forth. It depends on the day. It's not like I won't. It's like 100% like let's sign him back. It really all depends on his knee, because if you're going to give that big of a contract, I got to make sure that he's healthy enough to play for that kind of contract. So I don't know the details of how his knee has been after his procedure, but, it really all depends on if he wants to be here, because I know the Bulls are going to offer him that deal. But again, does he want to be here? That's a huge question.
Yeah, that's the $100 question real quick. My cousin Eden said hi, guys. Hi, cuz. Hey, cuz. Hey. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. Yeah, man, look, I think that's the topic of conversation. Literally, it's going to be all summer between all the Chicago Bulls fans. Is what is Zach LaVine going to do? Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Are we going to give him the money? Are we not? Is he walking away for free? And like I said earlier with our other guest, Quincy, man, I think this has been the most exciting Bulls offseason since the LeBron Wade Chris Bosh year. They don't agree with me, man. But if you were Mark Eversley and AK, what is your move that you'll do with Zach LaVine?
So I would offer him the deal. I would offer him a max deal, but he's an unrestricted free agency. And what the thing about Zach LaVine is he doesn't forget anything. And when he was a restricted free agency, the Bulls didn't offer him a deal. He had to go to Sacramento and get a deal from them. And then the Bulls had to match it or not match it, but they decided to match it. And those are the things that Zach doesn't forget. So I think he will be, talking to other teams. But I think in the end of the day, the Bulls can offer him the most money. And if he wants the most money, he'll come back to the Bulls.
That's a good point. I think I totally forgot that.
Yeah,
he did. Almost signed a contract with Sacramento before. This. It was, I guess, the last time he was a free agent. This time around, though, we were talking to Quincy and I was telling everybody here, I'm one of the guys who don't want to lose Zach LaVine, because I feel like he only makes our team better. He was supposed to take that next step. He got injured. Man, how unfortunate was this, not only for the Bulls, but for him himself. I mean, if he hadn't got injured and just do his thing, we wouldn't be having a conversation right now.
Facts.
No, absolutely not. Because, the beginning of the year, we were saying this is still Zach's team.
Yeah.
Even when DeRozan was having, his MVP performances, we're just like, no, it's still Zach's team. And, we really were hoping that when Zach came back healthy in the playoffs, he was going to be like, he was going to go on a tear. He was going to be on Jason Tatum level, hopefully, but unfortunately it didn't happen, like you said, because of his injury. This is why we're having this conversation. If he was healthy, even if we got bounced in the second round, but he balled out, this wouldn't even be a discussion. But Jose, it's just kind of like, and Danny, you too, I get what you're saying as far as like, it's going to come down to the money, but you made a good point. Like, Zach takes things personal. Like, you can tell Zach's that kind of dude. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And I'm kind of leaning towards, why should he come back? Even though as much as I want to see him, I don't agree with the max money, but who else is out there for us to get? But from Zach's perspective, why should he go back? Why not go somewhere where like the Mavericks? Why not go somewhere that like they consistently have been in the playoffs, whereas the Bulls just started to get there? You mentioned DeMar's not going to repeat what he's done. We don't know what's going to happen with Ball. What kind of Vucevic are we going to get? So it's like, why should Zach come back if you're Zach?
That's a good question. What do you think, Grady?
So what I would say from a Bulls perspective, the good news is there's not a lot of options out there for him. And if he wants the most money, like I said, the Bulls can offer him the most money. For example, with the Mavericks, they can do a sign and trade, but the thing is the Mavericks are going to have to make roster moves, which include Jalen Brunson, that he will not be returning to them because he's not going to have the money you're not going to have the money for Brunson and Zach LaVine, and they love Jalen Brunson. So there's not a lot of options out there for Zach LaVine in free agency. So I think a lot of the rumors that have been happening, I'm pretty sure it is from his agency just for leverage purposes because they know the options are not there and they want the most money. So like I said, if he wants the most money, the Bulls are the team. If he doesn't want the most money, he can go look for other teams, but the options are not there for him. And especially if he wants to win. You know, there's bad teams out there that have money, but if he wants to win and he try to compete, I think the Bulls give him the best option, especially with DeMar DeRozan. I don't know about Vooch. He might come back, he might not. But Lonzo Ball, that's a big question mark with his health if he comes back healthy. But I think the Bulls give him the best option for the most money and to compete in the championship.
100%, man. If you had to take a guess and say where do you think he's going to land? Where do you think he's coming back to the Bulls? Or do you think he's leaving and going where?
I think in the first minute of free agency, he'll sign with the Bulls.
Really?
Right away, huh?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. That made me really happy. That's exactly what I wanted.
And I think he already received the contract from the Bulls.
I mean,
I see that. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors.
It is.
They only leak what you want.
Well, I would say why he's already received the contract because he's technically still on the Bulls. He's not a free agent yet. So he's still under contract with the Bulls. He becomes a free agent July 1st. So the Bulls are probably the only team that can talk to him. So I think the Bulls know what they're gonna get in him, and I think he knows what the Bulls are gonna offer.
Yeah, you're listening to the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as well. Make sure you guys hit the little bell on the John Konabi Facebook page when you guys watch our shows. That way you guys get updated when our shows are on live. Yes. Not just our show, the JCA Sports Podcast, but Sports Trip Live with the Contreras brothers and my soccer podcast too, as well on the EAFP. Greeny, look, we had our debates back then. We have always talked about it when we had our show here at Illinois Media School, man. But real quick, you're our beloved Cubbies, man. When are we gonna see Wilson Contreras get traded, bro?
When is the trade deadline?
July 31st, I believe.
That's when it's gonna happen. I mean, I love the Cubs, but they have no idea what they're doing over there. So, I mean, it drives me crazy because they continue to lie to their fan base. So.
You know what? With Hoyer, man, I feel like the transparency is literally between Hoyer and Epstein is night and day for real. We said he wanted to compete. Well, he shipped off everybody else last season. He wanted to. We don't know what direction he was going. He said that there's no rebuild. There's more like a retool. It looks like a rebuild before it even looks like a retool. Even with getting Suzuki, it still wasn't enough. And honestly, you're right. The Wilson Contreras situation literally is going on to the very, very, very last thin of string, and it just doesn't feel right. This is not the way you're supposed to treat the team or the players that got you that World Series championship back in 2016. And it's unfortunate, man.
I mean, to be honest, though, to you guys, all Cubs fans here, surrounded by Jesus Christ. No, I could see where the Cubs are like literally gonna listen to every offer they have for Wilson, just because Wilson's the best guy on the roster.
Wilson is the best catcher in all of baseball right now at the moment.
When healthy, he's a top five catcher.
Top three.
When healthy, he's top five. But literally, like, I mean, and if you're the Cubs, though, why not? I mean, why not wait till you get the best offer? Hear all your offers, because what team fighting for the playoffs, looking to win a World Series, wouldn't want to add, a catcher like him? Whether even if you have a good catcher, you have a universal DH, you can move your current catcher to first base. So why not? Why not wait till August 2nd is the trade deadline? Why not wait till
August 2nd,
the very last day, and see who gave me the best offer, and who's going to pull the trigger last minute for an even better offer that I got on the table now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's sad that literally sad. We literally had our shows during the Cubs run in 16, Greeny, and from where we are today, it's just really, really sad. But we really want to come. We also want to have this conversation too as well, and everybody else online too, on the comment section. If you want to join us on the stream, Greeny, I'm going to start off this question with you. What what is it? What was it? Who would win between the 05 Sox and the 16 Cubs? In your humble, non-unbiased,
in a 7-game
in a 7-game series, in your unbiased opinion.
Who's starting at home? Like who? Where's the game one?
It has to be your aces, right? It has to be
No,
your aces.
who?
No, it's
Where?
not
Where
about
he's the
home field
home field advantage.
Or what's the question?
Well, the Sox had 99 wins.
The Cubs.
Then it'll be at Wrigley,
It'll be
no?
a Wrigley.
Yeah, because
Wrigley.
they're like 101.
Yeah,
I won something. They were in the hundreds, yeah, for sure.
100.
So then we're at Wrigley.
So we're at Wrigley game 1.
I think that year, I think it'll be the 2016 Cubs.
Okay, why do you say that?
I just think that they had so much depth. I think they had leaders in the clubhouse that, the White Sox also had leaders. But I think that 2016 Cubs, I think everything was clicking. Everything was working. It doesn't matter the time, the day. It was in a night game, day game. I think they were so close. That team was so close to each other. The locker room was so close. I think no one could have stopped them that year.
Listen to the John Konavi podcast. 100th episode. We just asked Greenback. We're asking everybody who's viewing, put it in the comments who you think would win a 7-game series if it was the 2016 Cubs and the 2005 White Sox. Both won the World Series those respective years. It says the Cubs. Eric, who do you have?
I mean, should I be the last one? I mean, I don't know.
We know who you're.
I mean, it's not that hard of a question. It's literally the 16 Cubs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the White Sox that year. I think they only lost 1 game in the postseason, winning into the World Series, the one that nobody really claims they have. But literally, from pitching, you got, obviously you had Lester, who's an ace. You had Jake Arrieta, who had an unbelievable year that year. You had Kyle Hendricks, who was an up-and-coming starting pitcher, but yet threw everybody off. And don't forget, we had John Lackey on his final legs, but still gave it his all.
Yeah.
From the infield, look, we don't talk a lot about Addison Russell anymore because
did you mention Aroldis Chapman?
I mean, let me get there, bro. Relax,
bro. We had pitching.
Relax. I know we had pitching. We had everything.
That for your point, bro.
Exactly.
Damn.
But let me get there. The infield was probably beyond the best infield we've probably ever seen. They were the best defensive team in all of baseball that year with Baez, Addison Russell, Rizzo at first, obviously, and also Chris Bryant. And the outfield, it was kind of mid-sketchy, but, Dexter Fowler did his thing. Obviously, he had a Gold Glove and Jay Hay. Yeah, Ego. And that lineup was just everything that you could kind of imagine. Like Greeny said, anywhere you put Nair Day, that team was always going to put up a fight. Best defensive team ever behind the pitcher. Plus, you had the only thing that worries me a little bit, right? And this is where I probably give the White Sox just the edge, is that the managerial ways of Joe Madden, how inconsistent it started to get towards the tail end, going into the World Series,
when it mattered
into the World
most.
Series. I think that was the only issue where I kind of give the Sox the advantage, simply because Ozzie Guillen knew what the hell he was doing at that time with that team, and he had no second guess. And with Joe Madden, I felt like there was a lot of second guessing.
I agree with you 100%, John. I know we know you're the White Sox fan here.
No.
So
we're
we're big
assuming you're
facts.
picking the White Sox, right?
Comments, bro. Yeah.
All right, we'll go on to the comments.
Yeah.
We have, of course, our boy Alex Ramirez, Sox all day.
All day, baby.
Joshua Vasquez, 05 White Sox, that's for sure. Get out of here with that 2016 Cubs. Mario Estrada, unbiased. Sox had unbiased. He's a Sox fan. Sox had the heavy hitters, and one of the best defenses, and our pitching rotation was phenomenal. There is a reason why we swept the series in 4. And of course, Joshua back saying Brzezinski over Contreras.
Ooh, facts.
No, those are all lies and a half for
Brzezinski's a better
sure.
leader.
Huh?
Brzezinski's a better leader.
You know what? But
Wilson would have never got punched.
no.
The catcher's supposed to be your leader.
That's what David Ross was there for. I think David Ross was also a big
David
influence.
Ross played like every other day.
I mean, but they all followed.
He was great, but
He was following. He was still a leader. They followed
He
him.
was a leader, and now
Rizzo.
he's the leader of the second chip. No?
I mean, he's still
That's how
right.
you
He's still
treat your
writing it
people
out.
that win yourself your rings.
Hey, he's still writing it out. Ain't that right, Greeny?
Oh yeah.
I'd write it out. Not getting fired. You mean to tell me like, hey, you can suck this year? We're gonna pay you millions to manage the team. You get free beer anywhere you go in Chicago. But basically, you're not gonna take that job.
Oh, David wants to get out. I'm ready to sit in the neck right
Oh yeah, let David jump on.
Oh, David. All right, cool. All right, so give us your fake facts about the Sox in 05.
Nah, I want to hear Jose's point, and then let me go last because
I think he just agreed with me.
No,
I
I
think-
just agree with Eric. Everybody knows I'm gonna pick the Cubs. We want to get the White Sox.
So you don't got nothing to add on to why?
I mean, obviously the pitching. I feel like the pitching did its thing. Aroldis Chapman was managed poorly, like Eric said.
Yeah, he was.
Toward the end of that run. But come on, 103, 102 miles per hour.
He was overused. You could tell by NLCS.
You do know Bobby Jinks was also throwing 100 miles per hour in 2005 too.
Who's that?
Who's Bobby Jinks?
He looks just like you guys. Shaped the
He
same way.
really
Blonde
does.
hair.
I ain't gonna lie. All right, so what you got?
It's easy. Duck hit it on the spot. We had the best pitching rotation in postseason history. We wouldn't even gone 7 games against the 2016 Cubs. We would have swept you in 4.
Nah, I think
Just like we
Cubs.
said the Astros. Now the Cubs definitely is sweeping over. Y'all had to go to Game 7. Miracle, bloopers, choked by the Indians. You guys had a couple clutch hitting in Game 7. I'll give you that. But respectfully, man, look, the Sox. I get what you're saying. The Cubs are super hyped that year. They brought back who's the guy like you go, we go, whatever. The dude that plays off
Dexter Fowler.
Dexter Fowler. Yeah, where's he now? He sucks.
Oh my God, you're such a
Dude, it's not. Dude, Dexter Fowler was never that guy.
He was just he just hit magic for the Cubs that year. I ain't gonna lie. The moment he went to the Cardinals, it was all over for him.
Yeah, you're not that guy, pal. But no, man, it's like they were a fun team to watch, but the Sox were literally like it was a magical year for them. Like nobody had them winning. They swept the defending World Series champs the first round. Then they only lost 1 game to the Angels, who were stacked that year. And then you go and you sweep the Astros. And I'm sure you guys remember. Jose might not. You remember the Astros dominated the NL Central
that year. For years at that time.
For years. It was the Cardinals and them going back and forth.
Yep.
It's okay,
with the Killer Bees
it
and
used to be in your division.
with the Killer Bees and also with the pitching between Roger Clemens
I'm
and
just
Roy
saying,
Oswalt.
like you guys talk about like everything clicking, a team having each other's back, and like yes, the Cubs did have that glue, the fun clubhouse to watch. I can't even compare it to like the Bears in 2018. How fun that clubhouse was. But the Sox literally were like they had a magical year, just like somehow the Nationals just won a World Series not too long ago. How? Who knows? But it's just when it's clicking in sports, there's a reason Joe Creedy, AJ Brzezinski, they're saying like the clubhouse theme song started to be "Don't Stop Believing" because it's like why not us? That was them that year.
Yeah.
They proved it, and that's what I'm saying. They'll do it against your Cubs because they literally had pitching that put on postseason like records. You're sweeping a team in the World Series. How? You have your starters throwing complete games in the playoffs back to back to back. Like it hasn't been seen. It won't be seen again. The Sox had that magic that year.
They caught fire at the right time, towards at the end of the year, at the end of the season, because they weren't really all that. Like you said, they weren't even in consideration. They made that hot run after the All-Star break, and that was it. The one thing about the Cubs, they were consistent all year. They won 100 games all year long. They were just the best team. Yeah. Greeny, I know you're in there in the silence, man. We didn't forget about you for sure. And real quick, man, look, let's go straight to the Bears, man. Give us your update. What's your record for the Chicago Bears this year? See where you match up amongst us 3.
I think they'll finish probably 3rd in the NFC North. I think I think they'll be competitive, but I think the talent is not there right now. I think next offseason is when they're gonna start fishing for the big players. But as of right now, I think they'll be competitive, but they'll finish 3rd in the NFC North.
So what's your final record?
They'll probably win like 5 games. I didn't want to say 5 games, but
you gotta be realistic though. You can't be like this guy who all of a sudden became optimistic. You don't know. I guess Eric's always been optimistic about that.
I've always been. I've been a little bit more optimistic than anybody else. Yeah. I you know what? I found a way of 11 wins, Greeny, to be honest with you.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Greeny, please.
No. I mean, look. Yes, the offense, the team is just a little bit off, right? We don't know what we're gonna get. The coaching wise, to me, I feel like coaching they got a little bit better, but the schedule kind of helps out. And just how we look at every other team, like the Jets, like the Cowboys, like not the Cowboys. I'm sorry. Well, the Cowgirls in his eyes, like the Jets. I think we got the Lions twice, obviously. Like we got the Texans, somewhere the Dolphins. I don't believe in the Dolphins the way these guys do, but I believe that the schedule helps the Bears in that aspect to where they like the 4 or 5 wins that you guys give. you could add an extra 3-4 more games, and then you could get your 9, possibly even 10 wins that way.
Hey, if they get 11 wins, I'm calling you, and I'm thanking you for it because
I'll be here.
A lot of people don't think they're gonna do that well. I think they'll be very competitive just because I think that they have the right people in charge and a good quarterback. But I just think that there's not enough talent on the team.
Nah, yeah, you're absolutely right. Greeny, man, where do we find you on social media, bro?
Yeah, on Twitter at JCA Sports Updates.
And then that's it. Trust me, this guy is up to date on all his sports update. I'm talking about this guy tweets more than Adam Schefter himself. I mean, if you want to find anything about the Chicago sports update from the Bears to the Bulls to the Blackhawks and everybody in between, this guy is the way to go. Greeny, we couldn't have this 100th episode without you. Like we said, you're our very first guest on the JCA Sports podcast. Hope to have you on really, really soon, man. You're welcome anytime. Just always make sure you always follow us and share us too on social media, man. We always on that, man. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thanks, Greeny. Thanks, Greeny.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, this is JCA Sports Podcast, 100th episode. John DePlaio, the J, the C, and the Contreras, John Jose Contreras, and myself, Eric Avila. We are live here at Illinois Media School. We have t-shirts to give away.
Yes, we do.
We got a lot of t-shirts to give away right before we go into our next guest. We got guests galore, guys. So please make sure you guys follow our shows, share all our shows.
Follow our guests,
Follow our guests too. We got the update. Thank you for Quincy and Daniel for hopping on. We have Dave coming up in a little bit. We have shirts to give away, but make sure you guys also follow, like, and share all our shows here. 100 episodes between us, guys. Guys, this has been fun, huh? Fun 100 episodes.
Yeah.
It has. All right. We're gonna give out t-shirts right now before we get to Dave. We're gonna do a little t-shirt giveaway. So let's see what's the next question. What you got? What you got for us, John? Make sure you again.
I don't know, man. You guys, who made these easy questions?
This guy right here.
I already know.
This guy right here. I mean,
it's harder.
Hey, real quick,
harder.
like I said, hop on the StreamYard app if you guys want to give the answer out live, or comment on the Facebook comments on
whoever gives us the
first question, we're gonna give it away.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Who is, between the three of us, the biggest Derrick Rose hater?
Who is the biggest
D Rose hater
between John, Eric, and I? First comment,
if you could pop on real quick on the StreamYard app, either way, that's cool. But the biggest D Rose hater, I mean,
between the three of us, Alex, between Eric, John, and I, who's the biggest D Rose hater of them all?
The Bulls. He's absolutely right.
He probably missed it.
Honestly, he's probably right. I mean, he ain't lying. The Bulls did kind of give him away just like nothing.
Hey,
Rio. Woo, what up, Rio?
What's up, baby?
Day one right there. He knows that for sure. Yeah, I am dubbed the Rose hater simply because I gave the Rose Bulls no shot whatsoever to win the NBA title. He said, Johnny. He said, "You."
Capping, bro.
Now this guy will go on his knees. That guy would probably watch him and record him to do.
You guys see, I'm a short guy. I had no business buying basketball jerseys, but I own 3 Rose jerseys. That's my boy. So
I love D Rose. When D Rose went down, I literally was this close to like crying my ass off.
You should have.
I was.
If you didn't cry, then you weren't a big fan.
No, I shed tears, but I wasn't like crying. But I was close, man. I was close.
Nah, not me. I didn't cry. I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
One more question.
All right, we got one more
question. Next question is, why is Jose, this man right here, called a fake Cubs fan?
Let's see who gets it. Both of these two guys call me a fake Cubs fan for a certain reason that they always call me out on this show. So if you're a frequent listener or if you're a watcher, viewer, whatever, you should know the answer to this. First comment gets a T-shirt. Why am I considered a fake Cubs fan? From my compadres.
Our compas here. It's really easy. This one's really easy. Well, like I said, first one to get the answer right, we'll get a T-shirt from the JCA, the one that we're supporting on right now, the one that Uncle Day supported.
Mario said I was at the UC when Rose went down. I hate thinking of that day, man. It was rainy that day, wasn't it, Mario? It was rainy. It was a sad day. It was just bad. Bad all around.
If I have a picture proof,
if I have picture proof, do I get
yes, please.
You do not have picture proof. Maybe you do not have picture proof. Don't you do that to me.
I believe her. I honestly do believe that she does have proof.
I think she's talking about whatever it is.
Nah, let's see what we got. Who is what we got?
Why is Jose?
How about this? No one so
Yeah,
far,
yeah.
right? No one has commented so far, but the next person, while we talk to David, whoever puts it up first,
we'll do that.
You have until the next question.
We'll definitely do that. Not only are we going to bring this man on, this guy also has his own show too, Prime Sports World. You can see it live on Facebook. This guy is on like 8 days out of the week. I know he has a show. He's a workhorse for sure. We have him on when we get the opportunity. And we are welcoming David Hoffman, my boy Dave, who I work with, one of my colleagues right here. Supporting, yes, sir.
Rocking the shirt, baby. Also, if I was on your show regularly, I would be the biggest Derrick Rose hater. I hate Derrick Rose. I still to this day think that he has Dwight Howard's MVP. You look at Dwight Howard's stats from that season, Dwight Howard should have been the MVP.
Oh, should I say, raining my tears and Dave Rose went down. Also, Naeem said became outspoken in 2016. No, that isn't.
No,
that's a good answer. It's a good answer, Naeem. Almost a T-shirt worthy answer, but it's not the correct answer. I'll tell you what, Naeem. If nobody gives us the right answer, we're gonna give you the T-shirt.
For sure.
That's a good one.
That's really a good one for sure. Dave, thank you for hopping on, man. I know
what's up, guys? I got my show in about 15 minutes. We're gonna be breaking down what's been going on in the NBA playoffs so far through 2 games. And then we're also going to probably do a Houston Texans season preview. We try to do a season preview for every single team in the National Football League, talk about what their offseason, what they did in the draft, some storylines to follow when it comes to every single team. That's on Prime Sports World if you want to check that out.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, the show will be on in 15 minutes on Facebook. So yeah, this guy
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
There you go, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So yeah, I mean, hey, look, I finally found somebody who's a Derrick Rose hater, right?
And then I hated him when he came back and like he never played that season. We could have used him. He's like, oh, I can't get out of the floor. I'm not mentally like it's trash. It's bad. It's all just horrible. And then I wasn't that upset when they traded him away.
I don't think I was upset either.
I was like, all right.
Right? You're like, okay, of course, now it's time to go. But so by then, when he was traded, it was already years after all that happened. You're like, okay, we're done with this. Do what you have to do. But it was still sad.
It was. I was sad as well.
I was almost sadder when Rondo got hurt during that Boston series than I was when Derrick Rose got hurt.
There's no way.
David, this is why I love you, man. But hey, man, give us a breakdown, man. Let me speak, right? Let me learn English. A breakdown. Break down the first 2 games of the NBA Finals, man. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think it's been extremely interesting. I think the officiating has been all over the place during this series. I think there have been some real questionable calls of going against Boston, especially game number 2. But my honest opinion is that this series should be 2-0 Warriors. I feel like the Warriors kind of just took game 1 as a W, and they just kind of let their foot off the gas. And the Boston Celtics just kind of all of a sudden were like hitting threes out of nowhere, and Jaylen Brown got hot. And I think there's some concern with Klay Thompson's play so far in this series. I think he's starting to wear down a little bit here. I think maybe the toll of the season, the minutes he's playing, is taking a toll on him a little bit.
Yeah, a guy that was literally fresh off of not 1 but 2 major injuries, and Achilles and an ACL tear. Of course, I mean, for him to last this long and playing at a high competitive level, it just, you're right. His body's just taking a toll. He's not used to it. It's been a while since.
In game 6, he shot. In a game that Golden State won by almost 30, he shot at 21% from the field and 12% from the 3-point line. Those are just not Klay Thompson type numbers. He was better in game 1, but its volume wasn't really all there. I mean, he still shot at 43% from both the field and from 3-point, but he only had 15 points in the game. I mean, I think that's something that people aren't talking about enough. That Klay Thompson's kind of struggled in this series pretty mightily so far through 2 games. And I don't know if it's because he's got to do all this stuff on the defensive side of the basketball that his offensive game has really suffered. I'm not sure, but Klay Thompson struggled.
Yeah, and you could. I mean, it's not hard to tell. It really isn't hard to tell, man. But breakdown for game 3, man. We've seen 2 games so far that's kind of been blowouts, right? Last night's game for sure, that over 25 points, and obviously game 2, I think it was over. I think 20. These runs, these big runs that these teams have late in the quarter and yesterday throughout the whole entire game. But are we going to see a close game in these NBA playoffs. So at all.
I think we'll see it in 3 and 4. The Warriors, so the Boston Celtics outscored the Warriors by 24 points in the fourth quarter in game 1. The Warriors outscored the Boston Celtics to 21 in the third quarter. That's kind of the Warriors quarter. Because you remember in game 1, they also pulled away, had a substantial lead, 14 points going into the fourth quarter that Boston just erased. Steph Curry he gets so in love with his jump shot that I think he just starts to pull the trigger from anywhere, and he doesn't take great shots all the time. But I do think game 3 and 4 will be close. I think the TD Garden will be rocking. But I think I think Golden State's just a better basketball team. Like, I just look at them on paper, I'm like, yeah, they have a better team. And I still think that Golden State's gonna take this in 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
He said 5.
He said 5.
He said 5. He said 5.
It could happen. I guess. Look, I give Boston. I think I'm the one who said Boston in 6. Did I not? When it first started. The only reason why I thought that
Quincy said that to you.
Quincy said that to you, bro. Now it ain't you, Quincy.
he chose the Warriors. He chose the Warriors in 7. I said Boston in 6, but the only reason is because they had such momentum coming in here, and looking at the quality of team and players that they played in the playoffs. I thought they had the tougher road, and you've seen it.
I don't think that's even really up for a debate. Boston for sure had the tougher road. I mean, they went through Brooklyn, they went through Milwaukee, even without Chris Middleton, and then they went through the number 1 team in the conference. I mean, the Warriors, they had the Nuggets without 2 of their best players. They got the Memphis, who were young and inexperienced, and lost John Morant for 2 games. And then they played against Dallas, which is basically Luka or bust, and they couldn't muster enough offense to keep, or defense really, to keep Golden State. So yeah, they've had a much easier path to the NBA finals. It's for sure. That's not even really a debate, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they got taken to 7 games in 2 series in a row.
You're right, man. You said Warriors in 5. I kind of want to agree with you too as well. I honestly did see the Warriors winning in a very short series. I feel like the stats kind of lied to us. This is the first time in what, like 20, 30 some odd years that the number 1 and number 2 ranked defense in all the NBA are playing in the NBA finals. And yet we have seen no type of defense whatsoever. It's literally been a shooting display on 2 teams who just take advantage of their weakest moments.
Well, I think there are defenses in spurts, but with the way offense is played nowadays, it's like you exploit mismatches, and that's how offense is played nowadays. You exploit mismatches, and when you have a mismatch, teams exploit it. Like, Steph Curry's not exactly a great defensive player, so they're doing a lot of pick and roll, putting him in the pick and roll. They're doing a lot of same stuff when Peyton Pritchard's in the game. They're doing a lot of pick and roll with Peyton Pritchard, who's going to be the main defender now. Like, it's just the way basketball has evolved over the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, I mean the evolution of the NBA. That's all it is. Yeah, real quick. I mean, we already talked about him about that, man. Hey, man, look, hey, Dave. I know you got a show to run. I know you got to do a pre-production, man. Where can we find you on your social media platforms?
So on Facebook, we're Prime Sports World. On Facebook, we are Prime Sports World on the YouTube. And then on Twitter, we have PSW_David. If you want to check us out on Twitter, we will be live in about 10 minutes, bringing you the latest from the NBA Finals. We're also going to talk a little bit about Quinn Snyder resigning yesterday. It was kind of shocking when Quinn Snyder decided he didn't want to be the coach of the Utah Jazz anymore. And it sounded from all reports that Utah really didn't want him to go. Like, they gave him a big old extension. They're like, yeah, we want you to stay. But he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to coach this team anymore. Like, I don't know. That's a weird scenario where a coach is like, nah, I'm gonna go. Like, on a team that went to the playoffs like every year for the last 6 years, the coach is like, nah, I don't need to coach this team anymore.
Yeah, I think
it's weird. It's weird.
The writing was on the wall.
He knew the writing was on the wall. The team, the way how it was.
Issues.
And Gobert. Yeah, man. That's what it is. Dave, thanks, man. Hey, thanks for the support. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support. There you go, Dave. We bought one of the t-shirts. Make sure you guys tune in right after our show, Prime Sports World, on Facebook, the Tube, and the Twitter. Dave, thank you very much for being on, man.
Yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, same here. Love, much appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow, man. All right, so that was Dave here from Prime Sports World. Yeah, he said Warriors in 5. I'm kind of leaving.
Pretty much, Warriors got the momentum now.
Pretty much, he's gonna win. Win out from straight on here.
He hit on the spot though about Clay. Clay hasn't been Clay. Yeah, I think this whole year Clay hasn't been Clay. Right. But the fact that they still might win without Clay being Clay, it's like, okay, then damn, they might come back next year.
He said, damn.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and you know what? I read something on social media that rings really, really true. these two teams were built to have this success.
Yeah.
Through the draft,
absolutely.
through free agency. We're not even really free agency, but it's mostly through the draft. Through draft.
Yeah.
And you really don't see that no more in this day of age of the NBA. Everybody wants to play with each other, try to chase rings. But now these two teams, it's scary to say that because of all the talent you have on both sides of
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, for sure.
it's crazy that those guys are doing their things. Those GMs, those scouts, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And you're seeing the fruition of that right now in the
Call me
NBA.
crazy, but we're seeing the dynasty of the present against the dynasty of the future.
That could be.
I honestly do see that the Boston Celtics taking over the East while we're seeing. I'm not saying the tail end of this Warriors dynasty, but we're kind of seeing the back pages.
The back end. We're
The
on
back
the
end.
back nine.
Yeah, we're starting the back nine.
Yes. And this dates back through to that trade when the Celtics traded Pierce, Garnett to the Nets. The draft picks that they got back, they used for Jason Tatum, for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
And these are your catalysts for this team right now. It's
For
crazy.
sure, for 100%. And I think that's the draft, or that's the trade that the Boston Celtics knew that they were going to be built in the long haul if they got it right.
Let's go away some shirts.
Let's get with t-shirt time.
T-shirt
time. Let's do it.
Since we're on the next question, Naeem had the best answer.
Naeem had the best answer. Nobody really answered it.
Yeah, Naeem had the best answer. The correct answer was the White Sox hoodie, guys. I unfortunately have a White Sox hoodie that I purchased.
Unfortunately,
back in 2000, what was it, 11?
Wait,
12?
no, we were still working at. We're working at.
We were working together.
Yeah.
So it was like 2012, 2013.
How's that work?
How does that work? You purchased it, but it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate that I even have the hoodie.
How's it unfortunate?
The hoodie still lives, by the way.
I know. I've been seeing your son wear it.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. How is that unfortunate though? Explain that to us and our viewers.
We don't have that much time. We got to bring in more guests.
I know that, but explain it real quick.
More questions.
Jeez.
But it's unfortunate that the hoodie even exists because I till this day I still get treated.
I don't know.
for it.
Apparently, Paulina has a picture.
Apparently, there's still pictures. There's pictures of you. All right. So what we got? Am I saying the questions?
Yeah, 3 and 5.
3 and 5. Jeez, I can't see.
Too easy.
Do I really say this? All right. Cool. So
3 and 5.
this one's kind of pretty easy. So let me start
They're
with.
both easy.
They're both really easy. All right. So
Giving away t-shirts.
we're giving away t-shirts. Remember, guys, I'll comment on here on the Facebook comment section or go on StreamYard to give out your answers. But here's the question. My first number one: who do I think is the most annoying fan base? The Yankees, Sox, Lakers, Cowboys.
So who does Eric think is
Who
the
do I
most annoying
believe?
fan
Who's
base?
the most annoying fan
The
base?
Yankees, the
The
Sox,
Yankees, the Sox, the Lakers, the Cowboys,
Lakers or Cowboys.
or other. A bonus if you get the other.
I know the other.
Bonus if you get the other.
I'm surprised you didn't put the other on there.
I'm putting the other because this dude put Sox twice.
I think he meant Red Sox.
I think you meant Red Sox.
But no, there is
All right,
another.
well, we got the correct answer right away in the comments. It was from Joshua Vasquez.
Yeah, hey, he should know.
White Sox.
Here you go.
Cole came in with the Cowboys.
The Cowboys by
Bill
far. I'm
with
gonna
the
go Cowboys.
and,
Nope.
Carlos with the that was John. The Cowboys was John's answer.
I am the Sox. Yeah, but the bonus, if you get the bonus one, if somebody gives out the bonus one, they will get a free T-shirt too. How about that one?
What was the bonus?
The bonus?
Okay, if no one gets the bonus, I'll say the bonus.
He'll say the bonus
It's
one.
easy.
It's pretty much easy if you know.
Pretty easy.
But yeah, I do
Yeah.
believe. Did he say the answer?
Is it Real Madrid?
No.
No,
Barcelona.
definitely.
Did you
No,
hear how he said? He said Real.
he really said
He said
Real.
Real Madrid.
He said Real Madrid.
Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Is it the Real
No,
Madrid or fake Madrid?
Is Real Madrid?
It's
Now that-
Real Madrid, homie. Respect. Future. But yeah, I do find the Sox fans pretty annoying.
Real
honestly.
quick in the comments, Cole, what's up, Cole? Man, welcome to the 100th episode of the JCA Sports
NCP, you
Podcast.
He said, "Where's the 5?" Hell no.
Naeem says Rudy Gobert must be insufferable.
Insufferable.
He is. Thank you for the 100.
Yeah,
show.
thank you.
Thank
CP.
you.
Winner, chicken.
Carlitos, the GOAT. What up, my boy?
Yep, White
Yeah,
Sox.
I know
yeah.
I have a White Sox hoodie. I'm sorry, man. Carlitos is a Cubs fan as well. He's in Chicago.
All right, we're gonna one more. Here we go. What? You guys ready? This one's for the real OGs who've been spying us from day ones. All right, you ready? What was the original name of the podcast before JCA?
Yes.
Damn.
So for those who don't know, it started with Eric and I.
Yep.
And we had an original name. We brought in John. John made us 100 times better, by the way.
Nah.
John started as a White Sox insider for us.
He really did.
And then he was just so good. We were like, bro, we gotta get this guy almost every day, to the point where, we're here.
We're here.
We're here.
So
yes, we were a podcast before
JCA.
Before JCA, Eric and I, and we were named what? If you guys can get that name on there, go ahead. I'll tell you what, if you guys don't know the name, if you can't find it, I'll give you a hint. Go on my Instagram. You will find it somewhere in the highlights. First person to say it, come in the comments. On my Instagram at JOCONTRE91. Let me put it in.
Way to plug in your social media, Jose.
Hey.
I like that real quick. But hey, let's keep it going. Let's keep the guests coming here on the JCA Sports Podcast. 100th episode. Yes, we are live here at the Illinois Media School. Jonathan Pelayo, Jose Contreras, myself, Eric Avila.
Go to that Instagram. Look at the highlights, JCA Sports. You would see it there. First person to comment gets a t-shirt. Let's bring in my brother.
There you go. Let's bring in Ricky, the better Contreras brother in here in this podcast. And I know what Sergio's up there too as well. I'll give Sergio his little props. But Ricky, hey, you got the shirt on too.
You guys see it? There it is.
Everybody got this shit.
100 episodes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ricky.
You were part of a big part of it. Yeah.
Hi.
Well, I came in halfway, but yeah,
you part of it, Ricky. Big part of the episode.
Yeah, for sure, Ricky. Thank you for popping on, man. And if you guys see if this guy looks familiar to you, yes, him and this guy right here, Jose Contreras, have their own podcast on Wednesdays called Sports Strip Live, where they talk about all MMA, all UFC, all WWE, AEW, all combat sports. So make sure you guys tune in every Wednesday. What's the time?
We have some submissions. We have the Vila show from Josh Vasquez. Sorry, that's not
even close.
My boy Carlito says JC podcast. It sounds like that actually sounds like a really good podcast, Carlitos, but no, that's not it either. Mario started. It was called Joshua Ganjako Navi is the show now.
It's the show now.
Before, when it was just Eric and I, we had a podcast that turned into the John Gonavi podcast. Again, if you go to my Instagram page, I'll put it back up.
This is the perfect way to plug in your social media. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Don't forget to follow me, guys. Damn, are you guys twins? Yes, me and my brother are twins.
Well, yeah, twins just born 3 years apart.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Irish twin. Thought another Jose hopped on.
Hey man, the resemblance.
Right. My brother's on here.
You're good.
My brother's on here, right? And Ricky, we're gonna talk some wrestling, because why not?
Wrestling.
Let's get into some boxing first. Actually, I got some boxing questions. There's a lot of boxing fans on the line.
Okay. What we got?
Ricky, I wanted to ask you because for those who don't know, me and him have a podcast, Sports Strip Live. I know we just said it, but we talk boxing, we talk UFC, we talk wrestling. He's a big combat sports fan. He does MMA. For those who don't know, he can whoop your ass. Certainly whoop my ass.
I mean, unless you know how to fight too, then we'll have a competitive fight, good sparring match.
Right, exactly. Right. If you ever wants to spar with my brother, please, he's willing to do it. Ricky, boxing today. It wasn't the same as it was back then, but it's starting to get, at least in my end, it's starting to come back up.
A little bit.
We have a lot of talented boxers coming up, some stars. And I want to ask you and everybody else at home, who do you think today's greatest boxer is? Doesn't matter what weight class it is. Who is today's greatest boxers? Canelo Alvarez, Tyson Fury, you have Charlo, David Benavidez, Davis. Who do you think, Ricky, is today's top boxer?
Well, I mean, obviously today the top biggest star right now is Canelo Alvarez. I mean, that's the big money draw right now. Everybody tunes in to watch his fights. Everybody, all the celebrities come in live watching his fights. As far as who I think is probably the best up and coming, or at least somebody to watch, I think Tank Davis is one guy that everybody needs to watch, see what he does. Finally, he's out of Mayweather Promotions, so maybe he'll get some more better fights, maybe possibly against Ryan Garcia or the likes of that. And then you got guys lurking in the shadows like David Benavidez, who's undefeated, knocking guys out, and Tyson Fury too is another guy probably not as big as Canelo Alvarez, I would say, as far as star power, but he's definitely up there. Hopefully a potential fight between him and Anthony Joshua, or even crossover fight between him and Francis Ngannou. So, I mean, that's who I think right now.
I mean, I think that's the easy way out, right? For us being all Mexican over here, I think Canelo Alvarez is probably the kind of like the easy way out. But you're right. These up and coming boxers though, it's legit.
Yeah,
they're legit. Boxing feels or felt. How about that? Felt like it was a dying sport, right?
It did.
And
it absolutely did
for a while, and I think the draws. I think the promoters doing a bad job with boxing.
Look, I know you guys talk a lot of smack as far as like Ryan Garcia's, is all more invested in his social media. And I'm not saying, I don't think he's the biggest name or the best guy right now, but to Eric's point about boxing dying, I think these young guys, they've definitely used social media to help revive boxing for sure.
Yeah,
I'm-
100%.
I mean, it had to take guys like Jake Paul, who's not even a real fighter, to kind of get people paying more attention to boxing, I guess, in a way. In a way, he kind of brought it back into the spotlight. But you really got some legit real fighters like Ryan Garcia, like Tank Davis, like David Benavidez, and Jamar Charlo. Pretty much catching up to guys like Canelo Alvarez, who's right now is the king of boxing, as what some might say. Tyson Fury in the heavyweight, brought more interest back into the heavyweight division when that division was. I mean, nobody cares since Mike Tyson. Nobody really cared about the heavyweight division all like that. So there is some stars there. Yeah, the promoters are the problem. I believe they've been a problem for a very long time. Boxing's always been about egos, greed, and whatnot and stuff like that. So, but there is talent there. There's a lot of savages in the boxing world right now that everybody needs to keep an eye on.
John, to answer the question, who's your boxer? Who's the boxer right now? Who's the GOAT of boxing at the
Oh,
moment?
it's still Canelo Alvarez. Despite his loss, it's still him. Everybody still wants to fight him. You want to, like I said, even though he lost, he's still the top guy. And even after this Triple G fight, which I think he's gonna win pretty easily. Triple G's out of his prime now. This is a fan service fight, but everybody right now is like wanting their next fight to be against Canelo Alvarez.
I don't know, guys. It's not who I have.
Who do you have then?
Rick, I have Tyson Fury. And I think you could agree with a little bit of that. Look, we're looking at weight class. We're just looking at overall boxing rate. There's who in that weight class can beat him. The man is amazingly good. Deontay Wilder was supposed to be that guy. He beat him once, but even that was in question.
Yeah.
And then you have what Tyson Fury was able to do to Wilder and completely just shut the book there. There's no one there. Anthony Joshua was probably the next one in line, but I think we all know.
I think Joshua's not the same guy.
Tyson Fury's levels above him. And if you look at Canelo, there's still guys he hasn't faced yet, guys that are younger, guys that could come up and defeat him. But unlike Canelo, Tyson Fury, he fights everybody that they put in front of him. He doesn't care who it is.
Yeah, 100%. That's for sure.
What do you think about that, Ricky?
Well, I gotta disagree with you. I'm pretty sure. I know that Canelo is the biggest top star right now, but Tyson Fury is, like I said, he is up there with him. He's close, and it's just like I said, he's brought attention back to the heavyweight division, but at the same time, he's running out of guys to beat. Anthony Joshua is hopefully the next guy for him, but then after that, who else is there out there for him? He's already considering retiring again. What, for the third, fourth time? He's retired before, but at some point he's gonna see. What, I made a lot of money. There's not a lot of guys that could challenge me here. What's there left for me to do? So, yeah, I agree to you. I agree with you to an extent, though, bro. Tyson Fury, he is a big star in boxing right now. Not at the level of Canelo, but he definitely is one of the biggest for sure.
No, yeah, 100%. I think unanimously he should have been, but I hope your brother has another option. But I haven't seen. Well, it's been a while for me. And I've always followed Mexican boxing, obviously, because it's in my blood for a very long time. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody the way that Canelo Alvarez has been coming up the boxing ranks and how he has been coming up and dominating his matches. That's for sure. Obviously, we all questioned that Floyd Mayweather fight. We all said a year too early. But at the same time, it's just like the guy got the experience from knowing what a big fight was. And after that, after he took off, it was big fight after big fight after big fight after big fight. And he just ran through the middleweight class like nothing. He tried the light heavyweight. We've seen how that happens. It was going to be hard for him from that go, but you admire the guy's courage of taking that next step, of going to the next one. Unfortunately, he faced against the number one guy, which was kind of like the dumbest thing to do. But you got to give credit where credit's due. And this guy took up on the challenge. She knew it wasn't it. John said it was a fan service of Triple G. I do agree with that part. I think it's another fan service. But at the same time, a lot of people do believe that Canelo Alvarez did lose both matches with Triple G. That the tie was just because they didn't want to give the win to Triple G. And to me personally, Triple G did win the second one in my book over Canelo Alvarez. But a lot of people like to disagree. I think this is not mainly more a fan service, but I actually do see Canelo Alvarez having back-to-back L's.
Yeah, I agree with you that he lost those 2 fights. I didn't think Canelo won any of those fights, and but I've always said that the trilogy needed to happen, and I think that's what's gonna. I think he has a better chance of winning the third fight.
Real quickly, can we get what?
I think we gotta give.
No one has yet to come up with the right answer for the last question, but can we give Joshua a T-shirt? Because this guy has been the only one trying in the comments. He came up with Sports con Avi. He had Greeny in the Avila show.
No, that one was one here for the campus.
Joshua, by default, we're gonna give you the shirt. Because
He's trying.
Yeah, this is the second shirt. You're right, Ricky. He is trying. Do we bring Duffman in? I think let's bring Duffman in. Duffman was kind of I don't know. How should I say this? Like the second, maybe third real guest that we had on here that came in. Can I say it? Go ahead. Duffman, what's up, buddy?
What's up, my guys? Congratulations on 100 episodes. I knew you could do it. Let's get 1,000. Let's keep going. I'm happy for you guys, man.
Let's. How about
for the moon?
How about let's do 200 first, man? Little by little.
I'm going with the ones and just adding a 0 after it. So let's just keep going.
I appreciate the love and the support, man. Yeah, Duff man. Who I think it can't even be Duff man anymore. This guy is swole, man. You know what I mean? Like this guy. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, bro. I need to get on the Duff man plan, bro.
Está mamado, mi friend.
You know what it is? I think it's the carnita de tamales he religiously eats every Sunday. It fuels him for the week, and he's good to go, man.
You know, masa that he has to burn out. You know, está mamado, my friend.
Is that a Cody Rhodes hat you have on?
Yeah, that is.
We
have Ricky. We have Duffman 2 Wrestling. We're gonna talk some Cody Rhodes for sure in a bit.
But bring it up.
Naeem, real quick. Naeem says, "Damn, Eric, you hate D Rose and Mexicans, bro."
No, really? There's nothing. I'm just saying, I love Mexicans. I'm Mexican myself. I don't like D Rose, but I honestly do believe that this time around, Canelo Alvarez in the third fight against Triple G is not really.
He's gonna win that fight. He's gonna win that fight. The fights that I'm looking forward to, if they happen, against guys like Jamar Charlo or David Benavidez, like those are the young up and coming guys that are knocking guys down, man. So that'll be the true test for Canelo. That's what I want to see. I think he'll get through Triple G though.
The Charlo one for sure. I think that one with Canelo and Triple G, we'll probably see that one.
That Charlo fight should happen a long time ago. They've been talking about these two guys getting it on
for sure
for years, and someone's either ducking the other, or someone's just going into the other contracts, and it's.
If he doesn't fight either one of those guys next, he's definitely ducking them, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I think we'll probably see that one in September of next year. I do see that. I think the Mexican Independence weekend is probably mainly more for the big fights for the Mexican for the bigger fights.
Cinco de Mayo is like a little tune-up fight for him
in a way, but you still get a big name into it. You know what I mean? So all right, bring out. I really want to give up this question. Go say it. The question.
I was going to answer it.
Go ahead.
Well, you can answer the question.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. All right. So, for those who don't know, in wrestling, Cody Rhodes jumped from AEW to WWE. Had a match with Seth Rollins yesterday, Hell in a Cell in Chicago. Our boy Duffman was there.
I was
there.
In attendance, and my right eardrum is still popped from all the pyro.
I heard that he talking about something beforehand. I didn't think it was bad. Look, when it comes to wrestling, there's a lot of news, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. You don't know what's real, what isn't, because it's all scripted, it's all the work, right? Still entertaining as hell. But when he took his jacket off and you seen the purple, the red, the black, the blue, dude, this guy literally did a 20 to 30 minute match with a torn pectoral muscle. Just and not only did he win the match, but the match was good as hell. It was a really good match.
Who let that man come out there, man, like that?
I want to get you guys' both thoughts on that. We'll start with you, Duff, man, since you were there. What did you think about it happening? How was the reaction of the crowd when that came off?
Honestly, it was a great reaction right from the start. I mean, especially with Seth Rollins coming out, in his classic oversized robe, and then he takes off the robe and reveals that he is dressed just like his father, Dusty Rhodes, obviously coming in with the mind games. Obviously, that was a big draw right here in Chicago. Like, everybody was just ecstatic because they just knew exactly what Seth Rollins was trying to do, get into Cody Rhodes' head. And then Cody Rhodes comes out, and again, we heard the rumors all week. They're like, oh, he tore his pec. No, he didn't tore his pec. So none of us knew anything. He came out just like nothing. He did his entrance like nothing. He threw his arms out in full extension like nothing. As soon as he gets in the ring and he takes off that coat, the minute that comes off, everybody in the arena just goes, oh, like we're like, oh, wow. It was really serious. They're like, okay, he actually did tore his pec. So we're thinking it was going to be maybe a 5-minute quick match. It's obviously Hell in a Cell, so there was not going to be any type of disqualification. But the match that those two put on, I give it a 5-star. One, because Cody came out and, he had the guts to actually wrestle and still give a performance like that. And two, I give mad props to Seth Rollins because he did take care of his opponent. Again, they're opponents in the ring, but they're also wrestlers and people in real life. And he actually did take care of Cody Rhodes in that moment, not to further any type of injury, even though there was a couple spots where he was putting some pressure on that pec.
You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it, man. You gotta sell it. Ricky, what was your reaction, man? Seeing that Cody Rhodes came out here with the guts, with the cojones that he came out with.
I mean, look, I give him props, man. I never questioned his toughness, man. He is a tough dude. He went out there. He wanted to give the fans the advertised main event that was supposed to happen, because he could have easily just pulled out, man, because that looked nasty. It came off nasty on TV, and then I don't know. To me, it looked like it was getting darker and darker as the match was going out. I was watching on TV. That's what it looked like. It was getting worse and worse. And then I also noticed too, man. I wanted to ask you too, Mario. You were there live, man. It sounded like the crowd, as soon as they saw it, like it just went silent. Like everybody was like, "Oh shit, what's going? Why is he out here?"
Yeah,
like it looked like it was silent, bro.
It was, honestly, like I said, at first everybody just went, "Oh," and then it was just like a complete deafening, because it was just like everybody's looking at each other like, "Wow, is that real?" And then we're trying to look at the jumbotron to see like the zoomed in camera angle, and we're like, "Wow." They're like, "Yeah, that's not makeup. That's actually a real torn pec." And then, like you said it yourself, throughout the camera angles, you could see it through the match. That thing was getting worse and worse to the point where it looked like there was actually fresh blood blotches on his chest.
I saw that.
And I was like, wow, this guy actually, I give him his mad props to come out and further risking his health even worse. But hey, I think the thing is that he had to live up to his moniker of being the man of the people, especially coming back to the WWE, being the quote unquote prodigal son that they've been dubbing him. So of course, he's gonna give a 5-star performance.
Yeah,
and he's not gonna back out. And side note too, like after the show went off air, he actually did grab a mic and told the entire audience that he was not convinced to come and do this match. He actually wanted to do it himself. He said that Vince McMahon actually asked him, "Do you want to cancel, or do you want to get like attacked to the point where we would have to replace you?" And he said, "No, I'm going out there. Chicago wants to see Seth Cody round 3 in a cell." He's like, "I got to give it to the fans." Just the downside about it is that we're probably going to end up losing him for anywhere from 6 to 8 months.
Ouch.
Yeah, we are absolutely 100%. You listen to the JCA Sports Podcast. This is our 100th episode.
100.
We literally went down the list. We talked NBA, MLB, NFL. We're talking boxing. We're talking wrestling. But we can talk plethora of sports.
Yeah, for real.
Hop on the comments. You guys, Ricky and Duff, man, we can talk anything, really. But right now we're talking wrestling. Going over to AEW. The MJF promo. I gotta ask you guys about the MJF promo. If for those who haven't listened to it, literally threw a pipe bomb similar to what CM Punk did in WWE years ago. But here you have MJF doing it in AEW. His contract is expiring in 2024. Probably one of the best things to come out in pro wrestling today is this guy. Is this a work? What is it?
I've all along thought it was a work, but it does have to do with some real tension between him and Tony Khan as far as money and contract. So as far as the drama, I believe it's real, but they worked it into a storyline, I believe, because Tony Khan's not going to let this guy on live TV burying him and burying his company and saying all this shit. And then if you look at MJF on social media, he's constantly saying, "Oh, I can't wait to go to WWE, hashtag 2024. I mean, He's saying it so much to the point where I'm convinced it's a work. And it's working. It's working for him and it's working for AEW because a lot of attention's coming to him and the company. Everybody's talking about MJF in that promo. So yeah, that's what I think it is.
I totally agree as well. I think it is a work, and the way that AEW is actually covering the storyline, because you see that now they're starting to pull MJF's out of the promos and the advertisements of AEW to make it look that it's actually going down realistically. I do agree, yeah, because there is a lot of wrestling insider pages, and there is a lot of bad blood, a little bit of bad blood. I wouldn't say complete bad blood between him and Tony Khan, but he did lay out some straight facts that Tony Khan is signing nothing but ex WWE superstars, ex Impact stars, ex Ring of Honor stars, and to these giant contracts. And MJF says, "Hey, I don't want an extension. I want a brand new contract with more money." I did like the little line saying that he's like, "Do I have to come back as an ex WWE guy to get paid?" So I mean, it was a good line because obviously we already know that all those ex WWE guys, they got cut during the budget cuts. They got paid at AEW, and so I honestly feel it's a work, but give the man his money because he's been with AEW since the start. He's been one of the greatest heels that I've seen in this modern era. So I mean, give the man his props.
Yeah, and pay the man.
Absolutely, pay the man. Quickly, guys, NFL, the Chicago Bears. What do you guys have the records? We as you know, Eric.
We gotta do this.
Eric has a 14-15 win season.
No, that's Chuck, bro. I got 11, bro. Don't confuse me.
Well, bro.
Don't confuse me with Chuck, homie. Don't do
John
it.
and I are a bit more realistic. We said 5 wins.
4-5.
Ricky, Mario, what do you guys have?
I say anywhere between 5 and 7 wins, realistically. I'll give them the 7 and maybe even second place in the North because we already know that obviously the Packers are going to take first in the North, and it's probably going to be a battle for second between the Bears and the Vikings. Because like I said, and I even said it last year before, don't sleep on the Vikings and don't sleep on Kirk. Do you like that, Cousins? Because he's going to come out to play. So, yeah, I give it anywhere between 5 and 7 wins. Like I said, I'm a diehard Bears fan, but they still got a lot of work to do to try to be big contenders or even get a 10-plus win season.
I agree, man. But 5, maybe even 6 wins. I mean, I'm not the biggest Bear fan here in the chat, but I know they suck. So.
Speaking facts, though. You're speaking big facts. You don't know much. You don't know much about the Bears to know that they're not a pretty good football team, man.
Oh my God, Ricky, that was the best line of the whole entire show, man. I appreciate both of you guys for coming on for sure. For Ricky, obviously you'll see him every Wednesday with this guy right here next to me.
We have 2 Sox fans here.
Oh,
by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
2016 Cubs versus 2005 Sox. Who you have and why?
I mean, I've already listed my reasons in the comments, but obviously it's going to be 05 Sox against the 2016 Cubs. I do see the series going to maybe 5 or 6, only because I do give the Cubs their props. They were a phenomenal team that year, so I don't see the 05 Sox going off in a sweep, but it will be a battle. But definitely will be the 05 Sox.
Rick,
I agree, man. I'll echo exactly everything you said.
You're watching the Cubs with me. You know how good they are.
For Ricky, thank you guys, Ricky, Duff, man. Thank you guys for I think Duff, you got your shirt, right? Swole man, Swole man.
Yes, got the shirt.
All right, cool. I know we're definitely gonna see each other for that, man. Fantasy football.
Just make sure it's not a schmedium.
Nah, I think all we have left is just extra larges, bro. You can do the workout way where you can rip off the sides and then you just start working out that way. We're however you support. That's how
I'll advertise everywhere, bro.
I see you. I see you with the shirt. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys tune in with Ricky and Jose every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I believe it is Sports Strip Live, where they talk about all combat sports throughout the episode. And Duff, man, hey, stay swollen, man. Appreciate you.
Avila Contreras podcast was the correct answer.
It really was the correct answer
the
for sure.
Going to Joshua because he's been trying.
Yeah. Rangers for real. Thank you guys for hopping on. We appreciate you guys on our 100th episode. Hopefully, we see you guys on the next 100th episode for when we do 200.
For 200.
So for sure.
Most definitely. Congratulations, guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you,
All
Duff.
right.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
guys.
Appreciate it for sure.
Ricky and I will be on Wednesdays. Sports Drip Live. Make sure to follow us, guys.
Definitely for sure, guys. This has been fun. How much time we got left?
How many questions? I think we got
how many
two
questions do we have left?
We got plenty of time. So yeah, we have more questions.
We do.
We have more questions. We have more t-shirt questions.
We got more
Man,
t-shirts.
so I
T-shirt
guess,
time.
that was a hard one. The last one, apparently.
Well, yeah, you were
Apparently
saying
that
it was
was
too
hard.
easy. Like I had to go as hard.
Yeah, no.
All right, so this should be a bit easier. This is sticking with the name. Should be a bit easier because the answer is one of us three. Who came up with the John Konavi podcast name? Was it John, Eric, or myself?
John, yourself, Eric. You went John, Eric.
I'm looking at the screen, right? I'm going.
Come on.
John, myself, or Eric.
There you go. That
Which
should
one of us came up with the John Konavi podcast? So you have three options. First one to get the right answer.
for sure. I mean, hey, this was fun. This was fun. 100th episode. Yeah, it's hard. You know what? A lot of people don't understand how hard having 100 episodes is in now for the podcast. Obviously, since everybody's doing it, like Quincy said, consistency is the key, guys. And we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, she has. She definitely has a shirt. That's my cousin Brenda there. Nope, wrong.
Wrong.
Around that one.
So now it's either me or John. Who came up with the John Konavi
Process of elimination.
Process of Eric is got.
I'm gone. So you got two
First
options.
person to get the name
Jose or
right.
John.
Was it Jose or John?
By the way, real quick, with my cousin.
No.
So, damn.
First person to comment John right now.
Wins the shirt. Real quick before we get off the answer, whoever writes down first, Brenda, my cousin Brenda here, she's part of the Big's Creation who gave us the t-shirt. So quick shout out to them who are going to be our sponsors for the show from here on out. Big's Creation is now our sponsor. I knew it was John. Real quick, they created the shirts. They created the shirts for us. So every time we have them, we're going to shout them out. They're our sponsors from the shirts from here on out, our sponsor for the show. So thank you to my cousin Brenda and Big's Creation for the t-shirts. We all love it. Everybody.
Guest love it. Guest had mine.
Yeah.
Does Brenda win it or you want to give it to someone else?
I mean, we got an extra large for her, so I mean, she can wear the extra large, right? You can fit the extra large, cuz? Can you?
All right, Brenda gets a t-shirt. Brenda gets a t-shirt.
That's all we got. All the mediums are left. Sorry. I mean, you could create one, and I'll just give you the money like I paid for you.
We got more.
We got one more. We got more. So I think we got like a 2X left.
Wow, the next one is so.
Who is the biggest hothead of the group?
Ooh.
Is it Eric, John, or I? Another one where it's the three of us.
I kind of disagree with this answer.
Who do you think it is?
No, wait.
We gotta
answer first.
All right, biggest hothead of the group.
But anyways, when I was going back, yeah, guys. Hey, look, this is hard for us. This is hard for anybody. For sure. Wait, John, negative.
Man, my boy Damien. See, that's the right answer. Thank you, Damien.
Is it the right answer though?
That is the right answer.
For those who watch the show consistently, is John really the hothead of the group?
That's the right
It's
answer.
not the answer we have on the screen. However, I will allow because he was the first one. So we'll go ahead and get it.
Damien gives a shirt.
Former fantasy champ.
Yeah.
A couple years back.
Originally, I had put down me because I'm always yelling.
But that's because you yell don't mean you're a hothead.
No, I always get mad at you guys, man.
I think
it's
you
not
only
Eric though.
It's definitely not me.
You know what? For the Alvarez and Contreras podcast,
Alvarez. Wow.
You know what? The Alvarez Contreras actually sounds a lot better.
For the Alvarez and Contreras podcast, Eric was a hothead, but then once we became John Konavi,
he talked like 90% of the time.
Once we became John Konavi, Eric just like stopped yelling.
That's true.
There's only one tantrum that I threw.
Yeah, and that was when you threw your hat. That's one of our greatest shows.
Yeah, we had. Wait, what was that, by the way?
We're talking about Mitch.
We're talking about Mitch being the Pro Bowl quarterback and whatnot.
Was he not though? He wasn't the Pro Bowl.
Unfortunately,
he was the MVP, Eric.
Whatever.
But yeah,
he was the Nickelodeon.
He got that right.
He was
that's what I'm saying. I disagree that
he was the Nickelodeon player, was like the worst one Nickelodeon player of the game or something like that. Wow, you sensitive. Well, we're going there.
He's getting mad.
But yes, all our t-shirts, we'll give all the t-shirts left. I don't know. Damien looks like a skinny guy in that picture, man.
Man, he's pretty swole. Hey, my boy was a little tipsy, and on IG, he posted a swole ass selfie, and I was like, Damn, man. Look, I went back to the
Putting
gym.
thirst traps for not only the girls but even John.
Hey,
guys
just
into
chill,
it.
boy, go get him in trouble, bro.
Dang, man, for real. Like, he's
My
hopping
boy
on and
D-Boy.
everything.
No, my boy Swole. Him and
Yeah.
Duff, they up there.
Yeah, they're up there for
I
sure.
gotta get on their workout plans.
Woo.
I don't know how. There's one more question, one more T-shirt. I don't know how you want to go ahead and put that. You can switch it up if you want.
Oh,
It's a number
jeez.
9 question.
All right, number 9.
That's a long.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right, all right,
It's
all
kind
right.
of long. Just don't botch how you word it.
No, I won't. All right. So for us, I think we all know who the number 1 in our ranking is as the GOAT, right?
Right.
For NBA.
For NBA. But for you, who is the second all time behind Jordan as the GOAT? So we'll go with John. Who's the GOAT? Who's the second? Who is behind the GOAT? Who's number 2 in the NBA all time for you? Your list.
Wait.
Well, you're not asking me. You're asking Nick.
You're asking that.
I'm
Who is
asking
John's number 2
them.
behind
Oh,
Who do
okay.
you guys-
Now I
we've
get it.
had
Sorry.
this
See,
conversation on past
I try to
episodes.
read.
We've
This
had
guy
this-
doesn't know how to do
No,
it.
because this is meant for
Sorry.
me to read for them.
Gotcha.
So I know what's going on.
Explain it, my friend.
Excuse Eric. You went to
Excuse
Carver.
my French. I went to Carver. That's a proud CPS education that I got, low key, high
So
key.
basically, we've had kind of like these questions were meant for those
For you
who
guys.
watch us consistently. You know, we're giving tidbits. You know, we're rewarding you guys. We're thanking you guys everywhere. We're thanking you guys
Yeah,
for
for sure.
watching us throughout our 100 episodes.
100%.
We're asking questions that we
Wow.
talked about in our 100.
Laura's way off.
Is she though?
And she spelled Jordan wrong, but I'm gonna just say it's pregnancy brain.
So look, we all deem Jordan number 1.
We all do Dean Jordan number
we all
1.
deem Jordan number 1.
But who's John's number 2, Jose's number 2, and my number 2? Right. That's the question. Who is our number 2 behind? I forgot to say, I'm glad you guys like the shirts.
Yes, we
No,
love
yeah,
them,
we do.
brother.
We
Thank
love them. You and everybody else. We saw Ricky had
Give
his shirt.
Naeem a
Hell
t-shirt.
yeah,
Now
Dream.
you got a t-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Kobe
You
for
know.
John.
John has Kobe Bryant as number 2 all the time behind the GOAT Jordan, Michael Jordan.
Yep. And then now you got to get.
Now you mean you actually used to wear Kobe jerseys in high school? That's how my boy
I can
knows.
see that.
How
I
my
can
boy
see
knows.
you. I can see you that.
Yes,
Mario, I was
sir.
about to answer, but I want to share. Got to share the wealth. All right, it's okay, Mario. You may have someone at home that may need a t-shirt,
May or may not.
right? A pajama shirt, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because all we got is extra large 2X, man. That's all we got. We'll get more.
All right. So who's my number 2?
They better
You
pronounce
want
it
them to
right.
say it the right way or the wrong way?
It's not even him. It's not even him.
We forgot you're a secret fan of somebody.
Oh yeah, secret fan.
Secret fanboy.
Secret fanboy. Low key, but no, yeah, guys. Like I was saying, 100 episodes, guys.
He's like, Joshua said, "Give me my 2X."
Give him my 2X.
Damn, look, Naeem with the full sweep over here.
Naeem, yes,
Damn.
Naeem the Dream,
LeBron
Garcia,
James.
LeBron James is my number 2 behind Michael Jordan.
I think I'm probably the little bit more complicated one, maybe. Maybe
Now,
for me.
Eric and I had a show in this studio
We did.
where we talked about this,
We did.
and he gave his number 2.
I did.
For those who think who wants to answer that question, who they think Eric's number 2, it's not Kobe, it's not LeBron.
Nope.
It's someone else. Hint: they're playing today.
Oh my.
They're playing today.
Nobody's
Not
playing.
today.
Nobody is playing today,
Well, not
bro.
today. I'm talking about in today's era.
fine.
In today's era. Today's era.
In today's era.
In today's
In
era.
today's era.
In today's
Okay.
era.
I mean, yeah. For
No,
sure.
It's not
It's not
Kevin
KD.
Durant. It's a good answer.
That's
That's
it.
a great
Sweet.
answer. Almost, but no, that's not. That's
It's not
not.
Kevin Durant.
He played with KD.
Why you got- That's too many hints.
Come
It's way
on,
too
we're at
many
the end of the
hints.
show.
All right, guys. You're right.
Whee! Anybody else? It's real. I mean,
You know, I do want to ask you guys a question before we go.
What's
since
up?
We brought basketball back.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys think Steph Curry will finish with more rings than LeBron?
yeah, I think he has 2 more in him.
No, it's not.
No,
James.
definitely.
Hell,
Hell no. Harden's like the one under Derrick Rose. Honestly, he's starting to become number 1 over Derrick Rose on how much the NBA player, if I hate low key. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's a fraud.
Rapid fire hockey talker for the show. And,
What happened?
hop on, Naeem. You want to talk hockey with us? Because I keep losing on my hockey bets, so I'm not.
You can if you want.
So there's hockey.
There is hockey.
There's hockey still going on?
Yes, bro.
Really?
Yes.
The regular season's still not over?
No, it's not.
It's postseason, man.
What's postseason? They have a postseason?
Wait, can we talk about how disappointing Mexico was yesterday?
Oh,
And
not
USA?
only yesterday. Nah,
It's just garbage.
look, man, look. The Selección Mexicana to me is having an identity crisis once again.
Why haven't they fired the coach? They do it every other year. Every time the team does shit, they just fire the coach like right away.
The thing
Why
is,
hasn't it happened?
the thing is that I guess the results of them tying still, but of them is still capable of him turning it around. But the thing is, when you lose to the United States men's national team, in three.
Sorry, guys, I was trying to do something.
In three tournaments, that automatically would guarantee him out of the spot, right? There's no creative identity going on top forward, right? You have a lot of people doubt it is the best trio in all of Mexican history with Chucky Lozano, Raul Jimenez, and Tecatito. But in all honesty, Tecatito hasn't been playing for Porto at all. Raul Jimenez has been, for some reason, been taken out of the Wolverhampton's situation.
Raul Jimenez.
But his but his situation, it's starting to be more impact inside type of thing. So that's why he's been kind of being out of the starting lineup. And Chuki's been on and off with Napoli.
I think he's still too young. He's not ready to be.
No, and it's not even that he's still too young. I think
mentally he's not ready to be a leader.
With Chuki is, I think he's just all one move. It's all speed, and when that speed goes, it's not.
We forgot a question.
It's not one of those. It's all right. It's not one of those things, and it's just no. It's not Giannis. No,
it's not Giannis.
I literally just said his name.
It's not Giannis. And that's and then the midfield, they're getting old, man.
Yeah.
To me, Edson Alvarez.
But the crazy thing is, Eric, is
he's playing in finals, guys.
Is for the last since the last World Cup. You know, everybody was always mad saying Mexico would play the same team all the time, but that same old team is way better than this supposed to be young, fresh, up and coming future.
And that's the thing. Like, they don't give their young
repeat, give him a shirt.
They don't give their young talent that enough opportunity. Plus, with the Liga Mexicana, there's no regulation. There's nothing. It's like once you're in last place, you pay a fine, and then you still stay in the top league.
Right.
And then it's starting to become money hungry for the Liga Mexicana. To me, there's no pairing with Edson. I know Hector Herrera is still barely on his top game, but that's about it.
Yeah.
There's nobody else running there, and then the back line itself, it's just a shambles. I think Cesar Montes, that's my guy. Somebody should pair him up. Nestor Araujo, he gets beat too easily. Hector Moreno is getting too old. There's not that Rafa Marquez. I don't personally like Jorge Sanchez on the right side. I don't think just because he has speed, that doesn't make him a great defender. He gets beat easily on one-on-one matches. And on the left side with Gallardo, I have no problem with Gallardo. To me, he gets lost when he goes up too much.
Yeah.
And the moment he goes up too much, that for him to come back, he doesn't have that same speed, quote unquote. And then there's nobody else. There's no backup to the God. There's no backup to Ochoa. You've seen it. Talavera, to me, messed up on the first goal. And Guillermo Ochoa, to me, there's no other Mexican goalie outside. They don't give these young bucks any time to be on there. Apparently, if there's a plantel that they have, that's the one that they're going to stick with for the next 4 years, and it shouldn't be that way.
Well, Joshua Vasquez says Mexico needs a new rebuild,
and it's hard to say.
They need to do something before November, the World Cup,
which is scary because the World Cup is literally in November.
Yeah, it would have been on right now.
Yeah,
it would have been on right now. The World Cup would have probably been in the second game of the group.
What can they do by November?
They can't. There's nothing.
We're done. It's about to be like the worst performance you see in Mexico.
I honestly believe they won't even make it out of the group. I personally feel they won't make it out of the group.
The way they've been playing, they won't.
No, they won't. I honestly don't. I don't think they have any answers by the time of the World Cup. And you can listen to more of the EAFP podcast when I talk about more soccer on Wednesdays at 6:00 here on the John Conavi Facebook page.
And that's what we do, guys. We talk all sports. We could have gotten into some hockey. I'm pretty sure we would have came up with something, but time has expired, right? But we talk it all.
Hey, the only thing I know, you know what they say in hockey? Let's do that hockey.
No, hold on. It's a good segue though, because there was one question we didn't ask that I wanted to ask, and that was between these three heartbreaks, which one would you reverse? And you guys can say it in the comments. We'll quickly answer ours. Between Derrick Rose tearing his ACL, the double doink, and the no era penal.
Oh.
Right, we gotta give it one more time after saying that, right? After those, if you had the power to only reverse one, which one would it be and why? For those who don't know, the no era penal, Eric, you want to explain it real quick?
Yeah, the no era penal is when they robbed Mexico penalty kick. This is why I hate Arjen Robben as a soccer player, because he flopped. Yes, he got stepped on, okay, but he flopped, and that was it.
Right,
That's
it was a flop that cost Mexico its advancement in the World Cup years ago. And
2014, best Mexican squad that probably could have hands down.
The double dunk, we all know what happened. Mitchell Trubisky, the 2018 Bears defense was amazing. If they would have hit that Cody Parkey missed it, they would have advanced to the next round of the playoffs, facing, I think, what was the Rams?
No, the Eagles. The next round would probably have been the Saints or the Rams. Oh, it would have been the Saints or the Rams.
And the Bears have beaten both those teams, I think, that same year.
It would have been Saints or Rams, but the Rams went to the Super Bowl that year.
I think it would have been the
But
Rams.
they also had that bad call against the Saints to advance, which was what called the remember the next year they had the pass interference call.
And then of course Derrick Rose injury. We all know if he hadn't torn his ACL, he was MVP that year. Me and John believe that he would have won multiple championships.
Absolutely, and so does Josh.
Naeem says a double doink.
I agree.
Joshua says Derrick Rose injury because that year I believe the Bulls would have made it far in the playoffs, maybe even make it to. Hey, look, if they wouldn't have won it that year, they would have won it in the following years to come.
They would have taken the Heat to game
So
7.
that's my pick. Derrick Rose injury. What's yours?
Mine is the double doink. You know, as much as the Mexico one like breaks my heart, I just feel like comparing the two, the Bears had the better chance to actually go farther than Mexico did is to make it to.
It's a good point.
And this is where I disagree with you.
The reason why I picked Derrick Rose real quick is because he was supposed, even to this day, he was supposed to be the franchise. Like we should still have Derrick Rose if he would have never torn his ACL.
He should be in finals like Steph Curry is.
Yes.
Yeah. Mine's no up and on. This is where I disagree with you. All right, Mexico dominated that game. They would no, never. They would have probably, to me, I think they had a better chance of beating the Netherlands in extra time. But the next game they would have been against Costa Rica. Now, them playing Costa Rica twice in the hexagonal group to make it to the World Cup, that would probably give the advantage a little bit more to the Selección Mexicana, and we would play the fifth game, the quinto partido that we all in Deer want. And possibly that toss-up could have probably led Mexico into the semifinal of the World Cup. I honestly do believe that Mexican team in 2014
would have made it to the semifinal.
Would have made it to the semifinals if it wasn't for that. No, you know what? To make it to the semifinal in the World Cup is probably any team, any nationality team outside of Germany, Brazil, Argentina, France, like the teams that have never been there.
Yeah,
that's the dream to be in the semifinal, because no matter what, you're going to be guaranteed the next game, whether if it's the final or the third place matchup. But yeah, Noah Penal easily, hands down, easy. The other two is not even come close. I would have taken Bartman over the other two.
Well, Mario Estrada says D-Rose because that team was to win the title. Every analyst in NBA said it. It was the Bulls' years. Honestly, between the Bulls, they had the best chance to win. They went back-to-back seasons as the
number one seed.
Brenda said Noah Penal.
She's the real one.
All great answers. The reason why we brought that up because that was a huge topic in one of our previous episodes.
The Wayback Machine.
Before we even went live, this was like when we were recording. And that was a real good topic.
Look at where we came up, guys. We recorded this show just to be on Anchor and Spotify, and then we promoted our shows just to listen to the audio version. Then look at us now. We're here to live together. We're live on Facebook. Whether we're not together, we do it live anyways at our domains. And now look, we got our sponsor in the show. It's hard to get 100 episodes. And it's hard to stay consistent. And then we do our best. Sometimes, one of us don't show up. Sometimes the both of you guys don't show up. But consistency is really key and this aspect. And I, want to thank you guys on the journey for because this has been a dream of mine to have a podcast, to be going live, for people to communicate, to join us and stuff like that. You guys are part of this dream that I have. And I just want to keep on continuing building. Like I said, and I've been saying to you guys, my success is your guys' success, and it's our success too from the people that are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are along with this ride too. No matter what we do, no matter where we go, I have bigger and better plans, not only just for the JCA Sports podcast, but making us into a bigger thing than just a podcast, probably even, a radio station or an entertainment station. So, for more other people who have a dream to have their own podcast and want to be ran under the John Conavi Facebook page, you guys are more than welcome. Like you said, we have the Sports Trip Live with Jose and his brother. We have my soccer podcast on Wednesdays too. John, maybe sooner down the road, he'll have his own, but we all continue to support each other. We appreciate you guys that are watching us for the support.
And that's the biggest thing. We've had people who've been watching us since the beginning.
Rick,
who supports us. We're so thankful for our guests who come on.
Yeah.
We're only asking them to hop on it and help us.
Yeah, exactly. We don't ask for anything other than just shares and views.
Yeah.
That's it. And if we grow, they grow. Yeah.
It's amazing that we have such a great support. It's a great fan base. To the people in our lives personally, and then everybody here who watches us, like it's really great. Like this is really, I think the three of us have become close because of this podcast. Yeah. We've all become like
I still hate you guys.
We're more than just friends. We're brothers, and this podcast is the reason why.
No, 100%. John, any words? Since you're the one that created John Konavi, honestly, let's be honest here. You created
very underratedly, like
out of nowhere, out of nowhere, just on a show of ours.
I remember.
Actually, he was our day one.
I remember I was telling you guys you should name it Sports Konavi before I jumped on.
Yeah.
You guys are just thinking of the Avila and Contreras, but then no man, I realistically like, this was your guys' baby, and I just hopped on, helped raise it. And I appreciate you guys. Because really, like, even just like when we hang out or just talk on the phone, like we would just like talk, and then I remember like I'd give you guys like ideas or just just like our followers now in the comments just talking. That's how I was, and that's why like I appreciate you guys like having me on this.
Yeah.
And our schedules don't always get along, but like you said, even if it's one man, you guys push it forward just to promote it. And realistically, thanks to all our friends. I could genuinely say like I've got closer to like Josh and Duff. Through when we go live, and even you guys and like Real, everybody, all our people that follow us, I could go to your family parties and like recognize people that support us, and it's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been great.
And like I said, our day ones for sure. Real, Josh, Duff has been one of them, and our newcomers like CP and Deontay.
Yeah.
The newcomers that hop on and they're on consistently. Naeem who hops on here. Tony, who unfortunately couldn't be with us, he was also one of our first ones from Crack One.
He grinded on his finals, man. My boy got 1 year, he's done.
Hey, congratulations to Tony on that part. And even the new people that we got on to hop on, like Quincy, who was on our show earlier. Like I said, Danny Greeny was our very first guest to hop on as a special guest, and obviously Rick from Crack One Media, who hopped on from time to time too as well. Give a shout out to them too for joining us and riding along with us in this journey. With us to make JCA, the John Konavi Facebook, and anything else hopefully become big one day.
Yeah, it'd be great.
So
keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
So we're gonna continue this podcast. We're gonna only get.
Are we
better.
really?
Yes.
Season 2.
We're gonna only get better. We're gonna have professional players come out here. We almost had one, by the way.
We kind of did. I mean, almost. Obviously, we reaching out. We're like that desperate guy and reaching in every girl's team, man. You know what I mean? No. I think it's just me. I think it's just me. But no, yeah, for sure. We're trying to get bigger. We're trying to get more people to come in, hopping on interviews, like Jose said. We're reaching out to the players, to the athletes, see if they could hop on. Obviously, it's not a sports podcast without actually having athletes on here, to make it put the cherry on the top. We branched out into everything that we could. So, I mean, thank you guys.
No, thank you guys.
I really want to appreciate you guys.
We got Josh saying he loves us. Love you too, bro.
Thank you, Josh. Love you too, man. Obviously, let me just put it right here. I think, is it this one? He said you guys started off from cell phone quality, then now to 4K. That's 100%. There you go. Love you guys.
From 4G to 5G.
He said he loves the entrance to the song and video you guys created. No more song in the background. For real. He's the one that gave us idea to put some banda in the background too when we first started this.
Damn.
So I mean, look, like he said, we came a long way. We definitely did. From bad HD quality from bad video quality to HD quality. That's for sure. I know Jose is over here desperately trying to look for this video that he created for us, a little montage for all of us. So we like to thank you guys, and hopefully you guys stay tuned to watch this montage that Jose created for us. What he said, you guys already had famous person on your podcast. Shout out to Mark G and Greco. Yes, that's for sure. Duffman says he loves us. Congratulations again. No, thank you, Duffman, for hopping on. We appreciate the love and support, and everybody else that's been showing us some love and support. And for everybody that's coming new, guys, remember you can always share our shows when we go live on Facebook under the John Konavi Facebook page. Just hit the little bell when you guys know when we are live. And then just share the show. Share it on your Facebook page or any other pages that you guys can. We'll love the more audience that we can get. Conversate. Obviously, we love conversating about sports. That's why we did this. We did this for you guys.
We do it after the show.
Yeah, we do it after the show too. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, we did it mainly more for you guys. Not only for us, it's for you guys too as well, to give you guys a platform to come on to talk about sports. If you guys don't want to hop on the other 2 sports stations that we have here in Chicago, this is a platform for you guys. We want to give you guys that room, that platform for you guys to grow with us too as well. Absolutely. Jose, any last words while you're doing it, or do we keep, or you got this?
Boys, this is a bit
A bit disappointing.
It's all good.
I'll put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, you put it on the Facebook page for sure. That way we'll
I
see it.
appreciate everybody who follows.
All right, this, you know what? This is where our love stops. Okay, we don't talk about blasphemy on this show. Talking about Arriba las Chivas. No,
But that's the answer.
no.
Jose, that's the answer to who
And
Eric
that is
doesn't
that.
like.
I totally forgot about that.
See?
That's the answer.
You fake.
You
I
fake.
do it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you. See, you're the real one. You're a real one right here. No, we don't do that. You know, women's are champs. Oh yeah, they are. The selección mexicana femenil. I mean the final femenil is was today in the or over the weekend and Chivas won. So
They decent.
you know what? That's another conversation, another podcast for another day, another one for sure. Hey guys. Thank you for joining us for the 100th episode. We did say 2 hours. I think we were over 20 minutes. We got a little bit sentimental at the end, but it's all right.
It's all good.
Cheers for 100, guys.
Yes,
cheers,
cheers.
fake cheers. You know,
Hey, I got
cheers.
some beers in the trunk.
And that's all good. We could do this too. And then also, we like to thank you guys for the journey that you guys came with
JCA
us.
post game at
Yeah,
the parking lot of the IMS.
For sure. Thank you for joining us for the first 100. We hope you guys join us for the next 100. That will be the next milestone that we have. The next 100th episode. So we got
Thank you.
the 101 episode will be on Wednesday. Start for season 2.
Si Dios quiere.
See Dios quiere.
Next week.
Next week,
Yeah.
let's give them a week. All right, we'll be off for a whole week.
2 hours. Give them a week.
Yeah, we'll give you guys a week off. We'll be on next week for sure. Hopefully, the NBA finals will be in by then. If not, we'll have an emergency podcast for sure.
True.
For Jonathan, any last words?
No, just thank you guys. Shit, thank you guys for bringing me on this.
Jose, any last words, man?
I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for hopping on, for joining us on our 2-hour episode for our 100th episode. Thank you guys for Brenda, to Josh, to Deontay. You got it? All right, we probably might.
There's no music. We can talk, but for sure, we want to thank everybody.
Yes.
For this.
Deontay, CP, Quincy, Josh, Brenda,
All our t-shirt winners.
all our t-shirt winners for sure. Who else was on? Greeny, thank you very much. Dave,
Your girlfriends.
all right, you know,
Baby.
my wonderful pregnant girlfriend, by the way, guys. If you didn't know,
My
yes, I'm
beautiful
having another one. So yeah, you know, another one. Yeah, hashtag girl dad here. Yeah, hashtag girl dad over here. Wow, look at that. You're really playing it right now, huh?
Yeah, it's not finished, guys, but here's a little something.
Hey, there goes me at the no hitter.
Some. It's not done. There's a lot to be taken off.
I should cut my hair out again.
Oh, look, when we started first at the other campus at the media
Yeah.
school. Look at that. Me showing up. Look at this, guys. This is the montage that Jose was working on. Sports Drip Live. There you go. With the Contreras brothers.
I think, am I correct?
Jose and I here. Look at this.
Look, and there's
There's like Adrian.
there's symbolism here in this video. If you see, there's going to be a lot of blank ones because there's our journey has not ended just yet.
No, that's for
We
sure.
thank you everybody who hopped on. We thank you Quincy, Rick, Deontay, everyone who came on to talk to us. As you can see, there's going to be there's empty
There's
ones
Tony.
because we're
Yeah,
going
it's
to
Tony.
talk more. We're going to have more guests. We're only going to get better. So all these empty ones, it could be you, it could be any professional athlete, it could be anybody out there who's willing to hop on with us and be with us. We appreciate you guys. We thank you guys. We love you guys. I honestly I just can't wait for the future. Like my goal is to have every single one of these posts filled with 100 more episodes with just plenty of content that we put out, and it all starts with you guys. So we thank you for watching, because this has been special for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they first 100. Thank you guys for the next 100. Hopefully we join on. Good job. That was good. That was nice. I seen another story.
I
Almost
made the intro for those who are asking. So if you want something like that, just let me know. I got you.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. As for John Taplayo, Jose Contreras,
Yes.
myself, Eric Avila, the JCA Sports podcast, closing out our 100th episode and opening up another 100 starting next Monday. We'll be off Monday. We give you guys 2 hours, like they said, 2 hours, and give you guys a break this week. The other episodes, the other shows, the the Sports Trip Live and the EAFP podcast will be on Wednesday. Still going on, but not us. We won't be here. So we'd like to thank you guys from the bottom of my hearts. Congratulations to all the winners with the for the t-shirts. We'll send out the shirts some way, somehow. We'll give them out to
Shout out
you.
to my babies.
Shout out to my girl,
Adrian,
to
Christian, Adam, Oli,
all them,
Love you
Lucineva,
guys.
Sophie, all Luceva, everybody, everybody, everybody else. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. It's been the best, good 2 hours, fun 2 hours for sure. Greeny, Quincy, Dave, Duff, Rick, Deontay, everybody who joined us today. Thank you very much on the comments. Everybody, CP, Josh, Brenda, Duff, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us on the 100th episode. We'll see you for the next 100. That's for sure. Jose, hit the outro.
What a finish. Wow, that is unfreaking believable. What a way for a ball game to end.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's terrible. My God. The humanity.
They may be the drunkest couple in the history of sporting events.
I loved his face.
I would suspect that fan is done for the night. Here's the thing. When you steal something, don't wear it.